of you watching, if you've never seen Check Your Temperature before, what we do is for a pay-per-view or a major show, we go around the horn and we ask everybody on a certain match, are you hot, are you cold, or are you lukewarm? Vanessa's nodding her head because she's so sick of hearing this spiel. But
No, I need to hear
then,
it.
okay, there you go. There you go. And then you take a few minutes and you talk about why you are that temperature for that match, and then we can all discuss it, or we move on to the next person. But since it's the Royal Rumble, in the theme of the countdown and in the theme of the big thing about the Rumble is what number you draw to come out and what number the wrestler comes out for the Rumble. So what I have here is I have an Alabama bag full of numbers, 1 to 30, and there's 2 special chips in here with an S on them. That means Spencer's choice. And so what's going to happen is when we get to a match, when it's your turn, I will pull a number out of the hat. The higher the number, the hotter your temperature. Hot being a good thing. The lower your number, the colder your temperature. Cold being a bad thing.
So 15
will
is
start the countdown. And he'll start the countdown. You have 30 seconds to either cut a cold or hot or whatever temperature gauge promo on that match. When the buzzer sounds, you then can take another minute and talk about how you really feel about that match. Or you can go, and that was really me. I really felt that way. And whatever you want to say. Spencer, if we pull the S out, you get to pick for that person what their temperature is for your own amusement.
Nice.
Okay,
All right.
so the gauge.
I love things being leaned in my favor.
There you go.
So the gauge is 15 is lukewarm, number 1 is cold, and number 30 is hot.
Correct.
Okay, let's do it.
Correct.
Oh, the chat wants to pick.
Absolutely. And please, in the chat, when we come to a match, tell us if you're hot, are you cold, are you lukewarm, and Streamer will read those out to us and let us know what you think about it, as well as any comments you want to make.
Spuddy's on the line, by the way. Do you want me to get a Spuddy in? No? Okay.
No.
I got it. I want to make sure.
So we're gonna start out with the women's tag team championship match, which is Asuka and Charlotte Flair defending their tag team titles versus Shayna Baszler and Nia Jax. We start out with ladies first, and Vanessa, I'm going to pull out for you. And again, I'm not looking; I'm just reaching in and shuffling my fingers. Pull out for you.
This is the best show ever.
26.
I have to be hot on this? Oh, God.
Exactly. Streamer, start the clock.
Okay.
It's a good match.
Oh, well, this is going to be a good match because they're finally getting their rematch. So, the rematch clause is still in effect. So let's hopefully let Shayna go and take out Asuka. I have to do this for 30 seconds? Oh, my God.
Keep going.
I don't have 30 seconds.
Don't worry, you're at 10.
I'm hoping let's get Shayna and Nia to win, and then Charlotte can lose.
Can you guys hear that?
And go after Asuka, and that's it.
Could you guys hear that?
Okay. Now I can barely hear it, but I hear it. All right.
I didn't hear
now,
a buzzer,
Vanessa, take a minute or whatever, however long you want, and tell us how you really feel.
Well, I didn't even know this match was happening, so I didn't even know to have a temperature for this match.
Yeah.
I didn't even know this was a match.
2 weeks ago, Nia and Shayna said they were going to go ask for their rematch, and it was made official this past Monday on Raw. So that's what it's for. Okay, Spencer, now we're going to come to you. Your temperature for this match is 23.
All right. I'm never not going to look forward to Charlotte Flair wrestling. And the nice thing with this is I've got a lot of professional wrestlers in this match that I like. But I think just to focus on Charlotte, to be honest with you, I think that she's going to go down as great as I think everybody knows she is, as someone who's really actually underappreciated in the grand scheme. So to get her and Asuka in the same ring as Shayna Baszler, which is always something I'm looking forward to. Nia Jax has a great presence. I'm excited.
Right on the money, dude. Is that how you really feel?
Yeah, I mean, I do have to try and extrapolate a little bit. I'm certainly not at 23 out of 30 for it, I don't think. But a lot of that is, like you say, just due to sort of the circumstances of the build-up. I think that like most pro wrestling fans, it's not a unique point, but like I'm a sucker for a great story. And when you sort of seem to shoehorn something like this in, I'm not going to be as excited as something like, say, a Roman Reigns versus Kevin Owens, where they've been doing a great job of this for 3 months, right? That being said, there are great individual pro wrestlers in this. And to be quite honest with you, I don't think in any pro wrestling promotion at this point that's being televised regularly, there's not going to be a match that I at least can't feign excitement for just based on individual talent alone. Most people, and I do say most people, if you're appearing on pay-per-view, you know how to wrestle and you know how to wrestle well. And I think that in this match, take it or leave it for one of the women involved. I know that there's certainly conflicting opinions, and I'm not here to shit on anyone. But as far as 3 of the 4 talents, I think it's pretty indisputable that they're damn good pro wrestlers. So I think a lot of them even go into a lot of matches with the mentality of, okay, we know the story ain't great, so we've got to have a great match. And I think that could be the case with this one. So I would comfortably give myself a 17-18, a brisk day, but you still need a jacket.
Gotcha. Love that. Love that.
You better believe I'm describing my attire for every temperature I'm getting here.
I want you to, absolutely. Vanessa, I'm sorry, I forgot to ask you. Who do you pick?
So I guess Nia and Shayna.
Oh gosh.
Spencer, do you agree?
I think Shayna Nia, yeah. I do. I think Charlotte's gonna enter the Rumble regardless, but I think that there's always a better story to be told with someone who's pissed off in professional wrestling. And Charlotte losing a match, entering the Royal Rumble, I think just there's a better story to be told. I don't have a less cliche way to put it.
That's a great point. It's a great point. All right.
Wait, before we move on, I just want to announce that Randy Orton and Edge will be starting off the men's Royal Rumble
1
at
and 2.
1 and 2.
That's right.
Ooh, that is excellent.
So
who
what that
won
means
Natty
is-
Tamina?
Natty.
Natty won. Natty
Oh,
won.
nice. That's good.
So that means before number 3 comes out, one of the 2 of them will be dead. Okay, now I'm gonna go. I'll go next. Leave Streamer for last. Unless Streamer, you want to go third?
No, I don't care. Do whatever you want.
Okay.
Your show.
Okay. Actually, I'll go next. Then Adam can go. All right. Here we go. Pick up my number. Number 12. So I got to go kind of cold here. Start the clock.
Oh yeah.
Charlotte and Asuka are arguably number 1 and number 2 talent-wise in the WWE in the women's division. Why the heck are they in a tag team? And not only that, why is Shayna Baszler, a legit MMA bad A killer, being used as a punching bag for Mandy Rose and Sonya and Dana Brooke? Not to mention, Nia, you about killed Dana Brooke on Raw. You should go to rehab for your moveset. Go back to for a week. And now that I've said that,
the timer's the best.
I really
can't hear anything.
I get it. I get it why this match is taking place. I do predict that Nia and Shayna are going to get the titles back. Here's my problem with this. If you're going to put it back on them, why'd you take them off of them to begin with? I don't understand if Charlotte's big thing of coming back at TLC, why did she have to come back? Why did she have to come back and get a title put on her if you were just going to immediately do this angle with Rick and with Lacey? You could have easily done that without a title and her teaming or going solo matches with other people on Raw. So I'm not big on this. I'm not. The Lacey story, I think, will of course play a factor into this. Asuka still has lingering issues going on with Alexa Bliss. So with those 2 distractions alone, Shia and Nia. Shia, there we go. Let's combine them up. Team Shia. Nia and Shayna should get the win here, should get their belts back. And like Spencer said, send Charlotte pissed off at Lacey and pissed off at losing into the Rumble. And let's see how long before she finally just implodes on herself and what happens after that. All right, Adam, you're going to go next. 13.
Somewhat cold.
Well, I'm cold. There's a lot of same reasons. You tag these 2 up for no reason, steal the belt off. Badass MMA girl.
Keep going.
He doesn't got to take the full 30 seconds.
Welcome to our world, man.
I think he beat us.
For a couple other reasons, right? There was no build up really. You see him come up. They go get the belt a couple of weeks ago. It just doesn't make sense. What I will be happy about the match though is Charlotte Asuka win. Then it gets the real beef going against Nia
Yeah.
and Shayna there. Then I'd like
True.
to see them go at it. I think
True.
there could be a real good story then. I'm waiting for their turning point personally.
Yeah.
And whether tomorrow night's the night or not, I don't know, but they might regain.
That's a great
and
point, man.
Pretend they're friends again, but I think Shayna Baszler is way beyond that, and and I'd like to see her move on a bit, honestly. And
I say,
whether it's a
Spencer,
tag team or not, but I'm waiting for that flip there where you see them get at it.
I'm sure you remember this, Vanessa. You might remember this too, streamer as well. Do you guys remember when Shayna entered number 30 last year at the Royal Rumble?
No.
Yeah.
You remember?
Yeah.
You remember the face off with Charlotte and how the whole room was like, "Holy crap, this is actually about to happen."
Mm-hmm.
Now we see that on a weekly basis, and I don't feel even a fraction of that.
Yeah, you know what though, and the tough part is you can sort of get it from every angle of it. Is if you're looking at it objectively, I think Shayna Baszler winning at WrestleMania probably would have been the right call given everything that happened with Becky Lynch in retrospect, right? And
Yeah.
I say all of this with no timeline. I can only base this off of what I saw on TV and everything with the pregnancy announcement in May is Money in the Bank, correct?
Correct.
Or right around there. So I know it's a couple months, and I've got no idea what the timeline of a pregnancy or an announcement or anything like that is. I just can't speak
I don't know
to
when
that.
people
But,
knew either.
well,
Yeah,
exactly.
You normally know 6 to 8 weeks. Is usually when they can tell.
So for me, like with Becky Lynch going into WrestleMania, I know there were rumors that at least she tried to get Shayna Baszler to win, but yes, I agree that would have helped. And Shayna should have been solidified at that point as the girl or the person going forward.
They watered her down. Then they did that blood thing,
Yes.
and ever since then, I don't think she's really rebuilt
you know
it.
what?
And
But
it's a shame.
I agree, but you
really-
could have rebuilt it. A title solve a lot of problems, and I think
Big
she
time,
wins at
big time.
WrestleMania.
I agree.
That looks great, and I think that the logic that I always look at this with is like she is unfortunately a victim of what arguably could go down as like the greatest women's run in women's wrestling history, at least as far as the major promotions go, right? Like
Big time.
I've been looking
Agreed.
back on it recently, and I know everybody really knows how special it was when she carried the title and titles. But man, like that run Becky Lynch had with the Raw Women's Championship is it's something special. Like there's nothing else you can say. And sometimes you've got to make people who are going to be legends look legendary. And Becky Lynch picking up a win at WrestleMania, unexpected, maybe in the long term. And again, playing Monday Morning Booker with it wasn't the right decision. But number one, Becky Lynch is going to go down as one of the all-time greats. I think there's a strong argument that she's on that proverbial Mount Rushmore already. And two, I think that Shayna Baszler is, and I think that Shayna Baszler is already starting to prove that she's talented enough to recover from that. It does take a while after shit, don't get me wrong, but like she's already starting to be built as that killer's save for a few losses that I think in anyone's WWE career.
I think the proper flip and timing could do a lot.
Yeah.
Really good.
Yeah, for sure.
I agree. I think she carries the title, and even Asuka wins it off her with the Money in the Bank contract, whatever. Like that was the end goal at some point. Okay, but that's all playing Monday Morning quarterback. I can only look at it and say that that's my opinion, and I'm happy to stick to it. But I can tell you, I haven't made $1 billion in pro wrestling, so chances are Mr. Vincent Kennedy
Or $2 billion.
is probably
Or
correct.
$2 billion.
Yeah, one for Fox, one from NBC.
I have made a bar bill every month when bars were still open of a sponsorship, and that is what I've made in professional wrestling. So
there you go.
I ain't ungrateful for it, but let me tell you, it ain't $1 billion.
No, it's not. That's a lot of money.
Adam,
I've
are,
heard.
are you in agreement with your wife that Nia and Shayna get them back?
Probably for tomorrow, unless, like I said, unless they're doing their flip, but they're probably gonna get her back. I'm gonna go with.
Okay, streamer, you are up.
Yes, 15. Come on, 15.
Right down the middle. Right down the middle. 16, my friend.
Yes, perfect. Let me set the timer here. Wait, 16's hot, right?
It's lukewarm, right in the middle.
I am sort of hot on this match. It's a useless match. I don't think it needs to be there. Although, it's going to advance the storyline between Charlotte Flair and Lacey Evans. I think Lacey and Rick come out, distract Charlotte, cause Asuka and Charlotte to lose the match. Shayna, don't cut me off, timer. Shayna and Nia win the match. New tag team champions. Thank you very much. Woo! Well done. Well done.
Anything else you want to say?
No, that's how I feel, actually. That's
Okay.
pretty much how I feel.
Okay. Awesome.
That'd be fun.
All right. We're going to move on now to the match for the SmackDown Women's Championship. Sasha Banks told
skip.
Carmella, if you want another shot at my title, I get to beat up your sommelier, which
Motherfucker.
she did. And then she then gave Carmella the match, and they said, we'll do this match at the Royal Rumble. Yeah, Streamer usually could swipe the graphic from where he is, but apparently it's not doing that for him tonight. So he's got to walk around and do it every time. So I'm sorry, buddy.
Gotta get those. Oh, and he knocked his camera over or something.
Oh
I
my
gotta-
god, I don't use the word catastrophe lightly, but
I know, that's great. All right, so so we have Sasha defending against Carmella for the second time now. This time at the Royal Rumble. Spencer, you're going to start this one, and your number is 17.
the biggest reason I'm so neutral on this match is the fact that we've seen it before, and I don't know how much more they can do with it. And I don't mean that in a bad way by any means, but I just think that there's so much more that both of them could do, especially in their respective roles, right? And I feel like a lot of the time in WWE, everybody returning or everybody looking to quote unquote make a statement when they're coming back gets that obligatory title shot.
Right.
Whereas with Carmella, well,
So
I
true.
just think that there was a better story to again be told with her sort of building herself back up, especially given the fact that she was debuting sort of a new character, her was going through this change in her gimmick or whatever you so choose to call it, right? So
Right.
I'm neutral for that reason. I'm also a little bit neutral because for me at this point, Sasha Banks, like she was the MVP over the last year, and it's difficult for me to even be neutral over a lot of the stuff she's doing lately. But like going up against Carmella, Mella and this gimmick change and the character change, I don't dislike it by any means, but I certainly don't like it as much as what she was doing previously. So
Right.
hopefully this is set to blow me out of the water. Love Sasha Banks. I think that Carmella's underappreciated as far as her in-ring goes. So I'm hoping to be pleasantly surprised. That's not the perfect way to put it, but that's my hope going into this one.
Who leads with the belt?
Sasha Banks. I don't see her losing it to anybody currently on the SmackDown women's roster. I really
Okay.
don't. So whether that's someone like a Rhea Ripley or a Shotzi Blackheart or whoever the next big thing coming out of NXT
The
may be,
next
but
big thing.
I think she's already proven, whether it was her time with the Golden Role Models or now, that she can beat them all. Right? So
Okay.
she's leaving with it for a while. Have me back
Right.
on in 6 months. I'll say the same thing.
All right, here we go. All right. All right, I'll go next. And Spencer, what's my temperature?
Ooh, 30.
Yes.
Yes.
Oh, okay, red hot.
Actually, wait, I should, just to clarify, like, so if I say 30, does that disqualify the 30 that's already
No,
in the
No,
bag?
no.
Cool, 30.
All right, streamer, give me the clock.
Oh, clock. That's right. I forgot about the clock.
She's the boss. She's the blueprint. She's the goal. She's the standard. She is arguably one of the greatest women's wrestlers of all time. She's Boston's own. She's streamers #1 of all time. And Not to mention, any person that's in the ring with her gets better. Carmella should just be thankful that she even has a match with this girl, and I think Carmella is much improved. I think that Carmella has a great shot here. I think the Somalia is going to help make this a really competitive match. I think, you know what I really think? I think that Sasha Banks and Carmella are the same person. I think it's the same gimmick. I think it's the same attitude. I think it's the same. I think it's the same feeling about each one of them.
Oh, I get the
only
same feeling.
What?
Nothing. Nothing.
Okay,
Stone Cold show up?
What about dance time?
Dance break.
There we go. I mean, honestly, Spencer said a lot of the things I was going to say. Do I personally love Sasha's character only when the bell rings? Because in the ring, it's undeniable how awesome she is. And I mean, one of my friends, Kyle from over on the SmackDown podcast, said it best. She's like a freaking spider monkey. The way she can just escape any situation, the moves she does off the top. She is the most high risk taker of the 4 horsewomen. She will just do anything with her body to get an awesome moment or to put her opponent in a position to look like, oh my God, that really just happened. Sasha is so good at doing that. The problem with that is she's probably going to have the shortest career of the 4 as well, because she does a lot of that stuff. So I'm hoping that eventually she'll realize she doesn't have to do all these things to be one of the greatest, because she already is. But she was named Superstar of the Year for a reason. Her role with her stuff with the Mandalorian, she is mainstream now. Everybody knows who she is. And I do think she has a great chance to really elevate Carmella even another notch up with this match. I think Carmella is much improved. I can tell she's gotten so much better in her, not only in her character, but in her ring persona. But like I said, the only thing I wish was a little bit more different was either Sasha's personality or Carmella's, because when they're in the same ring doing an interview, it's like talking to a mirror, and I just do not like that. So, prediction wise, I agree with Spencer. I think Sasha retains here, but I do think there is a few women on the roster that could potentially take it off of her, and we'll save that for when we get to the Women's Royal Rumble match. All right, Adam, you're up. Here we go. Okay, buddy. I want you to get hyped up for me because you're number 30.
2 in a row?
Oh,
Well, I love it so much because it's the blueprint, like you said. Sasha has been hotter lately. You know, she's held the belt for over a day.
Yeah, she's hot.
And that part is good. Everyone loves seeing Carmella back. I was bummed out when she left for a while there, and she's been fired since she's been back. Now there's money, no matter what character she's doing. My opinion. Both in-ring skills undeniable. In the long run.
Who wins?
Yeah, I like to see Mella win, but you know it's not gonna be, So I'll go with Becky, but Sasha.
So you see so Sasha retains?
Oh, big time. Yeah.
Okay. Streamer, get ready to talk about your girl, but you have to do it at a 4.
Oh,
nice.
You're so cheating.
No, I'm not. I promise I'm not.
He's got a good point, because I really could care less about this match. I mean, Carmella shouldn't even be in the ring with anybody close to Sasha. Not red hair Sasha, not blue haired Sasha, not Mandalorian Sasha. She doesn't deserve to be in the ring. And for those reasons, I am extremely cold on this match. And those are my personal
feelings. How do you really feel?
Those are my personal feelings. I mean, I love to look and feel about Sasha like the next guy. She does move the needle. We've talked about that before. But if I want, I'll just put on the Mandalorian during this match. I don't need to watch this match, so I'm cold.
I don't believe you for a second. You love watching Sasha go.
Yeah, I can watch. I can watch her go.
Come on, dude.
I mean, I could put on it. I mean, I gotta replenish the chicken wings or something. I'll find something else. I don't need to watch this match. It was thrown in last minute. It's there to put the women's title on the line. And it may actually be in there just to enhance the women's Royal Rumble. So
I don't think either of them are in it.
no, but
You don't know that.
but we have seen a person lose a match, come down to the ring and demand they be in the Royal Rumble, and then win said Royal Rumble.
One has done that, yes.
Yes, so we have seen that.
That is true.
So
That is
precedent
true.
He's
I'm
has
just
been.
saying there's a precedence.
There is a precedent, but last year Becky and Asuka had their title match, and neither one of them were in the Rumble. So if they follow that precedent, they might be. But this has been a rivalry for 2.5 months, and again, she shouldn't have this
it's
match,
nothing
but
new.
she shouldn't have had this match. But she said, "I'll give it to you if you let me beat up your boy," and she beat up her boy.
Oh, that
So,
was left.
she gets the
Let's not
match.
talk
So-
about that, please.
Anyway,
That was a terrible match. Let's not talk about it.
Oh gosh,
All right.
Tessa.
I
would
loved
be-
it.
Vanessa,
Tessa would be.
I-
So
I did
funny.
too.
It's
I did
like-
too. It was hilarious. I
It
loved
was
it.
a
It's a
spoof
great
show,
segment.
like a guy getting flipped for no reason.
Thought it was great.
I just
Like,
hope, and I think Spencer can elaborate on this. I hope that at some point she fires him. He goes and gets repackaged in 205 Live and really shows us what he can do.
Oh,
Yeah,
Because
exactly. 'Cause
he's
good.
crazy
Do
talented.
whatever. Like
I know that's my
Yeah.
point, right? And they
Just-
robbed him of that. They
get
did.
talented people on my TV however
Yes.
you can do it. That's all I
Yes.
ask.
True.
He's
That's
like
all I
a.
ask.
Yes.
And if he's a sommelier for the next 15 years and he keeps doing cool shit once a month,
Mm-hmm.
I'm fine.
That's what I say. Yeah. Y'all know how Keith Lee started, right?
Exactly.
Yep. He was security for Legacy, and Vince McMahon kicked him in the nuts. That's how he started. All right, Vanessa, we're to you. Hold
Starts
on.
the timer. Oh,
I got stuck. Right down the middle, 15.
timer.
Start the timer. Oh gosh. So this we've seen it already. It was last pay-per-view. So it's just throw a match together. So we have a women's match on there because Asuka's not defending her belt. So we have to have a woman defend a belt. So here we go. Put them together. It's gonna be good. The last one was good. So I don't really think they're gonna do anything different or anything above the last one. So cut and paste. There we go.
I do think
Tasha?
it's odd. Sorry, I do think it's odd that there was no stipulation attached to this.
Me too. Me too.
Hmm.
Me too. But could that be because at the last match she won by DQ because Carmella broke the bottle on her?
Yeah, which is why there should have been a stipulation attached.
Should have
more
been no
so, I
DQ.
think,
You're right.
Yeah, like give
You're
it
right.
give it something to prevent that. I don't know. Make it bigger and better. Damn it, brother.
Brother.
True. Vanessa, do you agree? Sasha leaves with the title.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Now we're going to move forward to the 2 men's title matches. Let's start with Roman Reigns defending the WWE Universal Championship against Kevin Owens. A conclusion, arguably, to one of the best rivalries I've seen in recent memory, of a 3 to 3.5 month rivalry between these two, concluding at the Royal Rumble. And this is a last man standing match. Those of you that never heard of that, you beat your opponent until they can't answer a 10 count from a referee. And so we'll go from there. I'm starting this one,
I've never
I'm
lost one of
starting
those
at-
matches. By the way.
number 7.
Whew. Dirty.
Start the clock.
Fun.
Oh, so it's the clock.
Dirty.
Okay, they had a match at TLC. They had a match at TLC in which Roman Reigns and Jey Uso won by teaming up against him. They had a match in a cage, which he won by Jey Uso and Roman Reigns teaming up against him. Then Roman threw him off of a platform, through a table, and then they had an impassioned promo, which was, I guess, okay to say the least. But now they're doing the match again. No, arguably, I love everything about this story. I love Kevin Owens. Not just because I look like him, but I love his attitude. I love his never say die. I love his grit. I love his character. I love his mic skills. He is one of the best talkers I've ever seen in the history of pro wrestling. And Roman Reigns is doing his A+ work right now. he is on a completely different stratosphere for almost anybody else in the WWE. He will go down now legendary for this work. And I'm going to echo what I heard Ryan McKinnell say on Busted Open this morning.
Busted.
I want Roman Reigns to hold this title until literally we are begging somebody beat him. I want him to hold it until it is so hated that they are hating him as much for holding that title as a heel as they did when he was a babyface in the title picture. Because right now it's not quite annoying enough, but eventually another 3 months, 4 months, 5 months, the fans will turn on him and they will actually hate him for being who he is. And we will be begging somebody, please beat this guy and put that title on somebody else. So congratulations, Roman. You're doing your job. You're making us hate you. And this match will be brutal. I do think Kevin Owens will almost get him numerous times. There'll be a few 8 counts, 9 counts for Roman Reigns. But Roman has Jey Uso, and little caveat, I think Roman's going to have Jimmy Uso too. I think Jimmy will make an appearance and come back. I think the timeline's right. It's been 9 months, so we should probably see him in some capacity on Sunday. Maybe not in this match, then maybe he shows up in the Rumble. But I do think it's time for him to come back. If we don't see Jimmy, then I don't know what he's waiting for, unless there's really something more serious that they're not telling us. But it feels like it should be the right time. All right, Adam, now we're to you. And you are 19.
All right, why I love this match. And Roman Reigns has been on fire as a heel lately. You can't deny that.
Nope.
Kevin Owens, Canadian boy. You gotta love that. He put him out last 2 weekends ago. Looking good. Had a good talk last night. The rivalry's just been fire this whole time. I'm looking real forward to it.
Anything else you want to add, Adam?
No, that's probably how I really feel. I think that's going to be one of the Steelers of the night besides the Rumbles.
That's a good point.
Are you in agreement with me? Roman keeps it?
Most likely. Like I said, I see it never goes the way I like, so I'm going to go, yeah.
And let me just reiterate. I want Kevin to win, but I don't think he's going to. because that's
where I'm at with that one.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, the fanboy in me is begging Kevin Owens to kill this guy and take that title, but for the story and
I wouldn't stop him. Yeah, the role's too good, man.
He's killing it. He's doing phenomenal. And like I said, right now, if the Spencer, I think you can agree with this. Right now, if the arena was filled with fans, it'd be mixed. Half the people would be cheering him right now. And
yes and no, but you know what?
I really don't think so.
No, I think that I really think that as much as WWE fans and that get critiqued, and rightfully so in a lot of cases, when we're given a compelling story and we're given something to believe in, for lack of a better way to put it, we do the right thing. I don't have a better way to put it than that. You know what I mean? Like when it comes
Kevin
to
Owens
believe
gets
you.
that high pop. Kevin Owens gets that high
pop. And I think that when it comes to, especially like with this feud specifically, there's no need for me to bring other shit into this. Kevin Owens has done great work as a babyface. You know, if he hadn't, I could understand maybe someone getting cheered more because, again, I don't think anyone will ever dispute how good Roman Reigns has been since returning, right? But because he's been so good, I almost feel like even Kevin Owens as a heel is a good parallel for this, is that when he was with Jericho and when he was doing his major heel run as the Universal Champion, quote unquote, okay, we all know he was entertaining. We all laughed. We all got a kick out of the Festival of Friendship, as anyone did. When the matches started, he got booed. There weren't any cheers when he entered for a match, right? And Kevin Owens, I will go on record as saying like he would probably be a contender for my Mount Rushmore. Canadian bias, fully right there. But like Roman Reigns, I think he's on an all-time great run. I really do. I think he's going on a run we haven't seen from a heel in WWE in years. So do I think that people appreciate the hell out of what he's doing? Yeah. But do I think he's going to get any cheers? Absolutely not. Absolutely
Wow. Okay.
not. None.
Well,
And
Spencer,
rightfully so.
Yeah. all right, Spencer, I'm going to stay with you. Take another 30 seconds to talk about the actual match and do it hyped up. You're 29.
Nice. Oh my God. I'm so happy I didn't get one because this is going to be a banger. Oh man. Like, I think they've done some great work. Some great work thus far. Their cage match for me, I think it'll be on a lot of people's greatest matches of 2021 list. Or 2020 list, mine included, excuse me. And I think this has the potential to eclipse it. I think the story's there. The stipulation makes sense, which doesn't happen a lot in professional wrestling. They just look to escalate to escalate. A last man standing match makes all the sense in the world after getting tossed from a third floor balcony, which Kevin Owens did 3 weeks ago or 2 weeks ago, right? Like, this feud's been fantastic. I didn't know how they were going to go forward after that Roman Reigns Jey Uso feud, and somehow make it bigger and better, as you usually have to do going into Rumble season.
Yep.
And they just did. They did. They've hit this one out of the park. I couldn't be more excited to see what Roman Reigns does going into WrestleMania. And I've always been a Roman Reigns homer, for lack of a better way to put it. I really like him. I think he's done great work as a babyface with some very notable exceptions. Don't get me wrong. But I'm so excited to see where he goes from here because, as you know, whether you loved him or hated him as a babyface, it's inarguable that he is on the best run that he's ever been, whether solo or a member of the Shield. I'm so excited to see where he goes. Apparently, his Mania match is the only one set in stone, so we'll see what happens. I also think, and I will point out here too, I think it's really interesting that WWE did sort of the bait and switch. I don't know how many people noticed it, but they had announced that they were going to announce number 30 for the men's Royal Rumble and numbers 1 and 2 for the women's. And they changed that over the last day or two.
Yes.
And number 30 for the men's Royal Rumble is obviously going to be a secret now. So, we'll talk about it later.
Right,
I've got some thoughts that really get me excited.
They did
as
do that.
every year for the Rumble, I have thoughts
Absolutely.
that make me excited.
Yep.
Interesting.
Streamer, we're up to you. 14, my friend.
14. So I'm like almost lukewarm. I think that might be where I am at actually, because although I'm a huge Kevin Owens fan, I think this actual storyline has run its course, and I think they just kind of threw him in. I would have rather seen Adam Pearce, actually, to tell you the truth, than Kevin Owens, and put Kevin Owens in the Rumble. Yeah,
Okay.
that's how I feel. Actually, I want Roman to keep this title for a while. It plays into my, well, you'll hear later, my Royal Rumble win, victor.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I don't know. I feel that although they're both doing the best work ever, trust me, it's great. I thought it ran its course, and I was not swerved when they flip flopped us with Pierce and Owens. I don't know. I didn't want to see another match, I guess.
No, I was swerved at how they did it. I knew Kevin was coming back. I just didn't know it was going to be like that. That's what got me. So I was genuinely surprised he walked out that night. I thought they would get us on the go home show. I thought that Adam. I thought they were going to beat up Adam at the contract signing or something, and then Kevin would come back the next week and say he's unable to compete, so I'm here, kind of thing. So
I feel like I should be really hyped about it, but for some reason I'm not. And I think that has a lot to do, and I know we're trying to move this along, I think it has a lot to do actually with the Royal Rumble. Like, the Royal Rumble outshines everything this year. Really?
As it should. It's the name of the pay-per-view.
Well, that's not entirely true, but yeah. So moving along.
Vanessa?
Did you forget Goldberg's gonna be there?
Yeah, we're gonna get that stupid match.
Okay, so I'm hot. Okay. Well,
Clip
30
it.
seconds.
it's Kevin Owens. Like, you know, in a last man standing match, Kevin Owens is gonna be in his wheelhouse. That man's crazy. Like, as soon as he heard that WrestleMania was gonna be at Raymond James Stadium, he was trying to figure out how to jump off of the stupid pirate ship. So you know he's gonna do something crazy and outlandish. He should be called Outlandish instead of Zicky Dice. I'm just saying.
Yo, Landis, Kevin Owens.
The Outlandish.
That's a terrific nickname. I'll put that
Okay, there we go.
Yeah.
So
I like it.
no, and Roman is doing great work right now. You know that Jay is going to be in the background. Adam Pearce needs to come into this somehow to help out Kevin Owens to kind of
Good
keep
idea.
the story maneuvering in that same cog.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know. We know that Owens isn't winning, but I think
That's my last question on this match. How weird would it be if this was a swerve?
You mean Owens
What
wins?
What if KO?
unexpected.
What if KO
But would anybody be upset?
What if
I'm
KO
sorry.
wins that? What if the loser of this match gets Royal Rumble access? Right now, KO has it. If KO wins that title, Roman gets his spot.
Yes and no. I don't see it happening.
I
think that the
don't think it's
character-
gonna happen. I don't think
No,
it's gonna
and-
happen.
I don't either. I think that
I don't think
Roman, like
Roman's
in the
battle.
in the role he's in right now, I don't see. It's very different than even 2 years ago, right? Where he
Right.
challenged
Right.
KO. I think it was even KO that he challenged at the Royal Rumble and then entered later, wasn't it?
I think so.
Or was that I could be mixing it up. In full disclosure, I'm sorry.
Yeah,
Heidi.
I need to go back and
Um,
rehash it for sure.
Yeah, but either way, so there is the precedence for it happening if somebody loses their championship
Right.
match, whether they've carried the title or whether they were the challenger. But just the way that Reigns has been built, I know it's cliche, but sort of in like the sort of mob boss mentality, like
Yep.
it is as opposite from the fighting champion, quote unquote, that
Right.
he used to be
Yes.
as possible. If he doesn't
Yes.
have to get into a match for a title, why do it,
Won't do
right?
it.
Because I'm sure that
That's
he
right.
would play the card of, oh well, I'm going to challenge him at Fastlane, whatever the next Elimination Chamber. I guess for
Mhm.
SmackDown would be the next one if they're sticking by the
Right.
same brand split that
Got
they
it.
used to. So,
True.
yeah, whichever pay per view they choose to have him do it at, they would do that for less work for Mob Boss Roman Reigns.
Also, everybody, watch and see who the referee is for this match.
Oh my lord, you pay way much attention.
Because in this storyline, Charles Robinson has been bullied by the family.
Lil Nate, bring him in. Got to bring him into the family. Actually, should bring him in.
If Charles Robinson is the ref for this match, something's up.
I
Just put a little Easter egg out there.
I like where you're going though with the swerve aspect. I don't think it's gonna happen because if you do that, that means Roman does what? Goes into the Rumble, wins it, and challenges Kevin Owens again. You can't take Roman off of SmackDown. But what made me think after you said that was maybe Kevin Owens loses, enters the Rumble, wins, challenges the Raw champion, which let's say is Goldberg. Because didn't Goldberg and Owens have a very interesting match? Didn't they fight each other?
Interesting as being very, very generous.
Right.
Yeah.
So
It was
Wasn't it
more of
like
a-
a 5-second squash.
I think
You
there's a
were giving
story
that
there.
one like a 47 as far as where it actually lies.
Yeah.
I think
There's
on the
a-
grand scheme of
I think
things.
there's a
Vanessa
story
said the
there.
right word. It was reminiscent of a vegetable, and that would be squash. Is
Yeah.
exactly what it is. So,
That's the
About-
way I would go. If you're gonna put Owens in and make Owens win, then you got to put Goldberg winning and then have Owens redeem himself. That gives you 2 matches of Goldberg done, and Owens your champion on Raw.
That's true.
And good golly, we're
Penny
out
for your
here.
thoughts. Yeah.
Penny for your thoughts.
All
Kenny
right.
for your thoughts.
Next match. Let's get to. Oh wait, no, Vanessa, you spoke right.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay, good. I'm trying to make sure I get it right.
Next
straight.
match.
Okay, so now let's go to the battle for the WWE Championship. Drew McIntyre defends it against Oldberg. And let's see. We're gonna start with streamer this time.
You glitched out for a second there. It sounded like you said old. His name is Gold.
It did sound like he said old. I think it's gold. I think it's Goldberg.
If by gold you mean he's in his golden age, yeah. Let's move over to streamer. You're starting at number 9.
That means I'm what? Cold?
You're
Yeah.
cold.
Why does it my fucking tire? There we go. Yeah, exactly. Right? Cold. Like, I don't think there's a person, you know, on the planet right now that really wants to see this match. Nobody really wants to see Goldberg anymore. We saw enough of him, in his 2 title reigns before coming back. He almost killed The Undertaker. But although he was knocked out, I just don't want to see it. And, I think it's a foregone conclusion. Thank you, Timer. I think it's a foregone conclusion that he's going to win this match, and that's the sad thing about it. That's the sad thing. I think he's going to win. And I am cold, and I'm cold because I know he's going to win. Because that makes him the oldest WWE champion ever, beating Vincent Kennedy McMahon.
Vanessa, your turn. 28.
Hold on. I'm having trouble starting the timer. You can go, though, Vanessa.
Hit the dang timer.
Oh, okay.
Well, Drew is just our champion of champions, and he is just gonna take this all the way. And it doesn't even have to be. The match is gonna be 1, 2, 3, Claymore done. That's
Boom.
it. Drew wins, Claymore, game over. Done. That's it. I'm not hyping this match up anymore.
You're supposed to.
Okay, you may go ahead and say how you really feel.
Well, like, I just honestly, I don't care. I don't. I have zero
She's the
cares
best.
for this match. As soon as like they did the Legends Night and Goldberg came out and said you're next, I
It
was
didn't
like,
even
"Son
make
of a bitch."
sense. It didn't even make sense.
I was like, son of a bitch.
Made no sense at all. You're
I
right.
was done then. So every time Goldberg comes out, I'm like, oh well, I'm just gonna go make some popcorn or something. I don't even care anymore.
Go watch Sasha Banks on The Mandalorian. That's what I'm going to do.
Vanessa, do you agree with streamer that Goldberg wins this match?
Yes.
Yes, he's winning, and I'm gonna. I don't know. I might break a toy.
Don't punish your kids.
I'll find a broken toy. It'll be already broken. There's lots.
All I
That's
can hear right
awesome.
now are my kids running around upstairs, and these 2 fuckers up there in Canada, they're enjoying their time. Their kids asleep. Mine are I can hear it.
We took
I'm
them
waiting on-
ice skating. They went ice skating today, and they're done. They're tired.
I took my
Yeah, I'm waiting on
bowling.
your daughters to come down and join us, man. I really am.
Oh, I'm
That
not.
was awesome.
I actually personally asked them not to join the show anymore. I said, if you guys join the show, I'm going to have
Spencer,
to give you a Twitter handle.
Put on your angry face, my friend. You're at a 3.
Good. I get to speak from the heart. For me, I just don't understand this. I understand where the merits come from of Goldberg coming back from all of the television metrics and all that sort of stuff. For me, the Royal Rumble of any pay-per-view has always been the pay-per-view used to push young talent forward, new talent forward. Whether the Rumble, whether title matches, whether you love them or hate them, is the antithesis of that. And that for
Amen.
me, I think, is the biggest reason that I'm not all that excited for it. You know, I'm admittedly even again it's trying to look at the positive aspects of all of it, right? Like the hope for me is that at the very least Goldberg proved at WrestleMania that he is also willing to lose to young talent that he's not best friends with, like he did with Brock Lesnar the year before, right?
As a point.
And Braun Strowman last year.
Well, yeah, well, I did it again. I'm sorry. I'm heated
all
about
right.
this one. It's frustrating for me that you know, I've got no issue with them being on a card, right? Like, perfect example for me is I was at SummerSlam 2019, and the swerve they gave where it looked like Ziggler was going to wrestle The Miz, and then Michaels, and then it
Yes.
eventually was Goldberg. Like, that
Yes.
stuff for me is so fun. I think that you can find a place for pretty well anyone on a card, whether it's someone
Yes.
like Goldberg, who admittedly has a smaller move set than a lot of people and isn't as engaging or isn't the new talent that a lot of people wanted a talent or at a
I think to
pay-per-view.
have a move set, you need to have more than 3 moves.
Well, yeah, and don't get me wrong. Again, like it's not my type of pro wrestling, but there's a place for stuff like that. I love
Right.
this stuff he did with Ziggler. I think his match against Lesnar at Mania 33 is like literally the greatest under 5-minute match of all time. It's fantastic.
agree.
It is
Good.
a glorious train wreck. There's a place for Goldberg. I just don't personally think, especially at a pay-per-view like this, where I think more people are apt to tune into a Royal Rumble and all of that anyways, that Goldberg should be in a title match. I even when it comes to that Kevin Owens fiasco, and I have no issue calling it a fiasco, man,
Yeah.
but even having Goldberg wrestle at Fastlane, okay, pop a buy rate. You're a businessman. You need to do that whether us as fans love it or hate it. But at the Royal Rumble, where you know that someone like Goldberg could feasibly make a surprise entrance, or there's that anything could happen where a lot of fans will tune in anyways, I don't see the need for this specific match. I could see a need for Goldberg. I see a need for a title match involving Drew McIntyre, who's carried the championship fucking wonderfully. There's no other way to
Yes.
put it.
Yes.
I don't see the specific need for this match.
Here's my thing. The reason why I'm not hyped on this is we saw Goldberg Lesnar Survivor Series 2016.
I was there too. It was
Yeah.
great.
Okay. Oh, it was.
That was so pissed
Oh, we were
off.
so
I was, like, laughing at the
mad.
match. I'm like, they even
I
start.
loved it. I was one of
like,
those.
What's going on? Everyone just standing there like, what's going on?
See, and I was one of those assholes who drank like 14 Molsons straight from the
I
taps and
too.
was chanting
Pissed a lot of
Goldberg
people
walking
off.
out of the arena. But like that and that for me, to be quite honest with you, is like, okay, love or hate the match. Every experience is vastly different when you involve the live versus the TV experience. I know.
I love
Um,
Goldberg, man. I've seen him
well,
in
and-
WCW Nitro when he used to come to Detroit.
Exactly.
And he had
Exactly.
my old Goldberg shirt even at that
I
time.
have
for me,
no
so
ill
bummed out.
feelings. I have
Fuck
no
no.
ill feelings towards Goldberg, the man, Goldberg, the legend. I just
Yeah,
do
exactly.
not want
Actually, you
him
know
in
what?
this title picture.
I will give the caveat that I've got no issue with Goldberg the wrestler, and I say this as well with the caveat that like he could kick my ass 6 ways to Sunday. There's
They're just
probably
wasting the
9 ways to
push.
Sunday, but
Yeah.
I do have
Doesn't need it. Like,
Goldberg-
use him to
No,
go push
I-
a new talent.
I've got the issue with Goldberg the person saying that wrestlers are too soft nowadays when like literally every opportunity he's had to cry about, well, I need to win the title from Bray Wyatt. Well, Matt Riddle, you're not my bro. Well, X, Y, and Z, where he is very much the
good.
sad sack
Yes.
Goldberg. That frustrates me. I got no issue with make your money, man, and I don't even disagree or have any ill feelings to the theory that he's got that, okay, I'm Goldberg, I need to be this superhero because kids see me as a superhero. Fuck. If anybody will begrudge someone for wanting to make kids happy, you're a bad person. At the end of the day, have your opinions on booking, have your opinion on all of that. The guy
Yep.
wants to come back to make kids happy at the end of the day. I will never begrudge anyone for that. But yeah, wrestlers are too soft because they're playing video games when you were too soft to let Jericho get squashed by you on a pay-per-view so that you looked good because it didn't
Yep.
fit the image. I've got an issue with stuff like that because I've got an
Yep.
issue in my life with people who seem to be inconsistent. And that seems very inconsistent for me to be calling out a lot of people who put in the same hard work that he did.
Well, think about
Don't
it. The
begrudge
guy
him
was
for
a
the-
real artist at his
That's
trade, man. You wouldn't really worry about the one match like that.
No,
But like he was
No.
so scared about it.
just
I
just
can't lose
odd
like
to me.
this. I can't look like this. It'll ruin me.
Yep.
If you're good.
Yeah. Yeah,
it would've
and
it would
I'll
do nothing
give
to
the
you,
guy.
you know, it's just his water, man.
Yeah,
Repel
as-
Brandon, right? But he ain't like it wasn't the case.
Exactly, as I like to think I am with most professional wrestlers, and especially given that they do stuff that I do not have the ability nor desire to do.
Mhm,
I
I
respect
agree.
what he's done. I respect why
respect
he wants
it.
to come back.
He was my
I-
favorite in
I don't like-
WCW
yeah.
at one point.
I don't like this particular match.
I agree. Not the right timing. Not
Plus,
the
they're
right.
raising the push.
I'll also be
He
right
doesn't
back.
need
My
it.
dog
Use
needs to go out.
Goldberg to push some new talent. You know.
All right, Adam, we're gonna move forward with you, and you lucky man, you got my favorite number. 24. Go.
24. Well, I love it. Little boy hero there. Gonna spear him into annihilation and take home that gold, which he deserves. And I hope he does a good 300-day run with it.
Oh my
Please.
God.
You know, and then we can all be happy and we can really see what Goldberg can do.
How do you
The
really
sad thing
feel?
is he probably does feel
What'd you say, Vanessa? I
Well,
didn't
but
hear
for real,
you.
like I said, I do like Goldberg and he's got his place, but Drew McIntyre, it's an odd
This
push.
ain't it.
The Rumble doesn't need this.
Oh, I
And
actually believed
they
him.
kinda, it seems like a waste of his two big matches at the O's or whatever to me personally. Like,
Yeah.
And Drew, like, you know, he's performing well. Like, the guy's fire on the mic now, you know, and
Yep.
just enjoy watching him. And to me, it just didn't make sense. And I wanted Goldberg. Like, I still like Goldberg. I'm just making fun of that,
Yeah.
Oh yeah, for sure.
but you know, it just didn't make sense.
It's like the Sasha Carmella match. It doesn't need to happen,
Yeah.
and it is.
Difference is, I want to watch Sasha Carmella. I don't want to watch.
I
this.
do. I
Okay.
rather watch the Sasha Carmella. Like, and like I said, I love Goldberg again. Like,
Look, I want to
Yeah.
get Goldberg's 2 matches
not
done.
a
Let's get
fan,
them
but,
done.
Like now, I wasn't like. Especially
say,
after,
yeah,
like that one night in Toronto.
And
I was really bummed
I
out.
say at least Sasha and Carmella each have more than 3
Doesn't
moves.
look, you know.
There's a part of me that says if the Miz cashes in mid-match, that those are actually 2 matches for Goldberg,
Wait
and we
for
can,
That'd
it.
be
Wait
fun.
for it.
and we can get them out. So that would be him versus Drew, and then Miz cashes in. That's a triple threat. Those are 2 matches. We can eliminate Goldberg tomorrow. That's what I say.
See,
If we get
conversely, so you know
re-signed,
what?
man,
Well, and like
Streamer?
I didn't have that theory, streamer, but like to bounce off of that a little bit if I can before you take your temperature here. What if the Miz cashes in, Goldberg pins Miz, and then
Yeah.
Drew beats Goldberg at Fastlane, and
Yeah.
we've got 3-time champion Goldberg, or 3-time it would be 3-time champ Goldberg, but 3-time champion Drew McIntyre heading into Mania,
Yeah, I mean
and you get Goldberg's 2 matches out of the way.
that
It's a
is-
win-win-win.
That is one way to go. I have a feeling, because they're going to have fans at this WrestleMania, that if Drew is not your champion, he will definitely become your champion at WrestleMania to give
Great
him
call.
that spot. So, with that being said, however you want to book it, let the Miz win, let Goldberg. Hell, let Drew Claymore Goldberg, Miz cash in, beat or pin Goldberg. Goldberg come back at Fastlane, beat Drew. There's your 2 match. Well, no, I don't know, but I don't know. Something's gonna happen. He's gonna cash in. It's happening.
Let's just get him out of the way early.
Just get it done with.
All
right. Streamer,
2 out of 3 falls.
hit my
Hit
hit
your
my timer, please.
Okay, I'll hit your timer.
This match is a freaking abomination. For the fact of this guy has no business
He didn't even tell
coming
us what
back
number
at
he had.
all. Number 2, he comes out and addresses Drew as a disrespectful little brat running his mouth about the legends when Drew's been anything but that.
He
In fact,
is.
he's the most respectful man on the WWE roster. The third reason I hate this match is simply because Goldberg is Vince McMahon's sledgehammer. When in doubt, if I can't find somebody to beat my champion, I break the glass, I get the sledgehammer, and his name is Goldberg.
That's right.
And that is all that is all Goldberg has been relished to be. That all being said, I don't care if I'm alone in this. There's a really good chance Drew wins this match. And the reason for that is he called Goldberg COVID.
That is
He's
true.
going to
That's
claymore COVID into next week.
I agree. But, Dave, we all know Goldberg has a 2-match contract. So
We don't know Jack. We didn't sign the paper.
get out of here. I follow Fightful.
We don't know.
Fightful tells me
We do
exactly
not
what
know.
everyone's contract is.
Unless you were in the room and you played the audio recording of or the video recording of watching him sign that contract, you have no clue what he's here for.
Hold on, I think I
You
got
don't know.
that. Hold on.
All Okay, go
Well,
ahead.
and there's a day before the Rumble. Like that was the thing that changed it. Survivor Series, if I remember correctly, is that
Yep.
yeah, he was on a one match deal. He was on a one match deal, and then like literally hours before,
Yep.
he signed another 2 match deal or whatever the contract was that took him through to Mania. So,
Yep.
I agree. Like you got to go off the information we've got right now, but
That's all we
I
know.
don't think
Exactly.
and like I don't think that anything would prevent Billiam Goldberg from taking more money to
Billiam.
wrestle one more match.
Billion.
That's all I'm saying is everybody's slamming it in stone. Well, Goldberg's going to win. You don't know that. We do not know that. And
Claymore kick to the face and look like a little baby there.
He doesn't
What?
have
Like he needs a match at
Let's say-
WrestleMania.
it took 3 of Braun Strowman's power slams to beat Goldberg. Goldberg's getting at least 3 Claymores. He's getting at least 3. One for every trimester of time we've had to deal with this COVID.
If they have any balls, they have. If they have any balls, they have the Miz roll them
That's
up.
COVID.
They have the Miz cash in
That's
and roll
okay.
them right up.
Okay, now let's open up the floor to that. Spencer, you're the guest. We'll start with you.
Oh man!
Will The Miz play a role in this? And if so, what do you think will happen with The Miz?
I think, to be honest, like if you've got a Money in the Bank holder, you're doing a bit of a disservice to it if you don't have them get involved in every match, every opportunity you
Oh,
can.
that's a great
Like,
Which he has.
don't well yeah and well, and as you should, one of the biggest complaints that I had when Otis was carrying it was that, well, he wasn't, take it or leave it
Where
on
was
who
he?
Yeah.
well, exactly, take it or leave it on whether you thought Otis should have won or not, but
Right.
if you've got that briefcase, you should be an imminent threat, so to speak.
Yes.
And I think that whether he gets involved or not, you're going to see the Miz like walk out onto the ramp or something along those lines. And I do think that the Royal Rumble is a good time to have him at least attempt to cash in. Just again, based on the fact that if you're trying to bring in more viewers, may as well do something surprising, right? If the goal with the Royal Rumble is to draw people into your B-level pay-per-views, so to speak, you
Good
got to
point.
give them the surprise if they choose to buy into your major pay-per-views. So
Another good point.
giving them that surprise, I could even be led to believe that Goldberg could lose it because the Miz distracts him into a Claymore or something like that, right? Like, can't
Yep.
make Goldberg look bad, but I think that Drew should win this.
Yeah.
I'm saying that with my heart, not necessarily my head, but
Yep.
I think that Drew McIntyre should. I think that not from any lack of talent, but he's lucky that he was able to recover so seamlessly from losing the title the first time. I thought that was
Yeah.
really, really dumb, and I say that because I'm a firm believer that a long title reign means more than more title reigns. So to have him lose it again to win it back again, I just personally wouldn't like that.
I agree.
I could see why WWE would do it. I don't know if I'd even hate it with the full
Hey, do you-
ether of my being, but
Yeah.
I just personally
You
would
agree they
prefer
shouldn't
let the guy
water
carry it.
down Drew McIntyre right now with that though.
That loss, yeah, I think that
I don't think he needs it or deserves it.
well, and if you were to do, say, Randy Orton versus Roman Reigns at Survivor Series like they were on track to prior to that Raw that McIntyre won it back, okay, I get it. Because again, looking at the business side as much as the professional wrestling and what I want side of it, Randy Orton has a name value among fans that Drew McIntyre just simply doesn't. No discredit to him, but
That's
when you've
not-
been
there's nothing
around
wrong
at
with
the
that.
level,
Yeah.
when you've been around at the level that Randy Orton has been for 15 years, fans who no longer watch wrestling still know who he is, right? So if you're running that match going into Survivor Series, cool, I get that, but to take it away at a pay-per-view when people have already bought that pay-per-view to see Randy Orton win, and then to take it off of Randy Orton on TV, I just don't get that logic. So I really hope that they don't run with the similar logic that whether McIntyre prospectively wins it back on TV or at a later pay-per-view or whatever doesn't make a lot of sense to me to have him lose it at all. It really doesn't. Go Drew.
Yeah, I agree with you there.
So yeah, I have a theory on that, and it's 2-part. Number one, the reason he won it back on Raw, I think, was to give people the understanding that anything can happen on Raw. Don't miss.
I like
And-
fire on Raw, man. You need it.
And also, I think Streamer said this numerous times. I think they're subtly padding Orton's resume to get closer to that 16.
I
did
think
say
you're going
that.
to see.
I did say that. I
Mania
did.
38, you're going to see Mania 38, you're going to see Randy Orton versus John Cena for the WWE title.
So wait a minute. So
Or who
How
wins number
Goldberg win it,
17?
then Randy Orton take it from him.
I went
Destroy him.
on record and I said WrestleMania 40. WrestleMania 40, John Cena versus Randy
No,
Orton.
no.
Winner gets the 17th championship, and they both retire that night.
Just too long.
Do
I think
you-
that's,
if
like
you-
we're only going into Mania 37 this year. That's just feasibly
Well,
too long for me.
Well, Randy and John are both early 40s. They could get 3 more years.
John
Yeah,
is
but then
like
you're-
closer to 50, isn't he?
I
He's like
just think
43,
why
44.
why
Yeah,
run the
right,
risk?
yeah.
Because like how many times, and I don't know how close
Look
they
it
ever
up, but
got to actually. Well, I don't know how close they ever got to booking it, but like, what if they looked at Sting and the Undertaker and said, "Well, they're only 46 and 47. We got lots of time to book it while Sting's here, brother." And it's
Brother.
never, and rightfully so, never going to happen at this point, right? Like,
Yeah.
why waste time hoping you can make things perfect when, for me,
I get it.
having
I
it
get it.
happen next year or the year after would be great with 2 great professional wrestlers. Let them make magic
I agree.
rather than
I
let
agree.
them wait until like they're 46 and 44.
I'll say,
Why?
Okay,
Just why?
Streamer made his point about the Miz. Adam, Vanessa, do y'all think the Miz interferes and cashes in? And if so, what's going to happen?
I think it'd be fine if the Miz cashes in. Do I want to cash in on Drew? Yeah, probably. Cashes in on there, but then he's also in the Rumble and he wins the Rumble. I think that would be hilarious.
That would be funny.
I would
That
love
be
it.
funny.
I would enjoy it.
Woo.
Part of
I'd
me
like
would hate it.
Fellas,
Part of me would hate it because he's a heel and he's the Miz, but he's been so underutilized. He deserves
big
so
time.
much more than
Love the Miz.
he's done. I mean, I've said, and Vanessa and Streamer know this, Spencer. I said Miz should win the IC title 2 more times, not only to break Jericho's record, but if he holds it for only 30 more days, he is the longest holder of the Intercontinental Championship in history. He only needs
Yeah.
30 more days. He deserves it.
And you know what the Miz needs to do before he's back in World Championship contention or anything along those lines is he needs to have that IC title feud with John Morrison. I've said that
Oh,
since
I
the
like
day
that.
They're
John
gonna
Morrison
turn, you know,
was
it,
announced.
and it's,
And at this
but
point,
it's
I
fun
just
right
I
now still.
I personally I would disagree just like based on the fact that I've always been a John Morrison mark. There's no other way to put it. I think that guy
Oh
is
yeah, I love him.
obscenely
Amazing.
talented. And the Miz, he's always worked better as a singles act or with Maurice. I think that when he's your proverbial
Thank
tag
you,
team
singles.
guy, I think
Yep.
that I don't mean
You
this
can
as a
tell
shot
they're
in any
two
way. it's
friends
just-
though that
Yeah,
are out
no,
there.
you're right.
and that
But
means
I
a
agree,
lot,
but
man.
And the problem is when they
They're
put them
buddies.
back together, they hadn't evolved. They literally put them back 10 years in time. So it
I
wasn't
think
Johnny
that's how
Mundo
they
or the new
are.
Miz.
Like,
I
if
just
you
think
were a
that's
guy
how they
that
are.
you're chilling by the pool, they'd probably be not too far from that.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
they seem
So you know what? Like
This was-
for me, like I
that.
personally, I could see the Miz cashing in just based on the fact that again, I like the Money in the Bank holders to be an imminent threat, and this is just me being optimistic. But having him lose it and then having him get it back, I would have to assume there's a bigger plan for it. My hope is like I want the Miz to turn on John Morrison. I want that feud to happen, but like I want to see the Miz be the first guy to cash in the Money in the Bank contract a year late at the next year's Money in the Bank pay-per-view.
Ooh.
Because I know
yeah.
people have cashed it in at Money in the Bank before the night they won it, but I
Right.
want him to like carry it, or I want that contract to exist for a year. Cash it in
Yep.
like literally the match before the Money in the Bank match happens, and then have the previous champ enter the Money in the Bank match. There's
Mm.
some storytelling.
That's
Because like
good.
literally I've got no idea where the Miz goes just based on the fact that like I love Drew, I love Roman,
Did everyone
I can't
agree
see the
that
Miz beating
Goldberg's
him.
probably gonna win, right?
Right.
No,
This is what
Drew's
they
winning
gotta
it.
do, man. They gotta
I've
bring
gotta
the Miz
go.
in there, not lose his Money in the Bank contract, mess up the match, and
yeah.
let Drew lose
Yeah.
without it being, like
Yeah,
one
I've
of
heard
those
people say.
losses that aren't like, like he just
Yeah.
scared the shit out of him, like
Yeah,
Yeah.
I've
you
heard
know,
people
unless
say
some
that.
shenanigans involved with it, and that's the only okay way I could see Drew lose that, where I wouldn't be mad about it.
And
I
Yeah,
will
I've heard people
always
say
pick
that.
with my I will always pick with my heart when given the opportunity, because if I ever in my own small way want to influence change, that is how I have to do it. And if I ever want Goldberg to not come back and steal people's titles every year around this time, I have to keep saying it's not what I want.
Yes.
Go Drew.
Yeah.
all right, so before
If
we move on to the next match, you guys all were talking. You all made me think of something phenomenal that I didn't think of. That gives me Goldberg 2 matches out of there. Although we don't actually know he has 2 matches, but let's say he does.
say he does.
Miz cashes in, but Miz doesn't win the match. Goldberg ends up
Right.
pinning the Miz. Goldberg is your champion. Okay. We come to Monday Night Raw, which is the day after the Royal Rumble. Monday Night Raw. The Miz has The Miz show. He's complaining. I don't know. Morrison screwed him over. Morrison was the reason he couldn't cash in on Goldberg. Blah, blah, blah. There's your feud with those two. Drew gets his rematch clause versus Goldberg.
You didn't beat me, Goldberg.
Because
Yep.
he didn't
Yep.
get beat. Goldberg wins on Monday Night Raw. Anything can happen. Like Spencer said, Goldberg is done by February. Thank you. Moving on.
No,
Heading
you
to
just said
Hawaii
Goldberg
by
wins.
March 1.
You just streamer.
Hey,
you just slipped.
I just gotta
You-
say
you
one
just-
thing.
you
know,
just
if he's
slipped
the
up and
best,
said
he's
Goldberg
gotta
wins. You
redo
don't
the
mean that.
streak and
I
beat
didn't
it.
mean that. No, that's right. Did I slip up?
Okay.
No. Drew wins it back. And then Goldberg's 2 matches are done.
Okay, here. If I had the pencil, I would do one of two things here. I would have Miz cash in, Morrison attempt to help him, and it messes up,
Yeah.
and Miz loses on the cash in.
Right.
There's your feud with John.
Yes.
You screwed me up twice. You
Yes.
cashed in for me. Now you messed up my real cash
Yes.
in. You and me have a problem.
Goldberg
There you
wins
go.
the match.
That's how
Right.
the feud starts with them.
Yep.
Or Miz cashes in and wins it. Daniel Bryan wins the Royal Rumble. Finally, let's get this rivalry on. Finally, let's get the Miz versus Daniel Bryan. We
Nah,
needed it for
I'm over
10
that. I'm
freaking
over that.
years.
I'm more into Daniel Bryan.
Hey, but what about the classic Daniel Bryan Miz match from the original Australian Super Showdown?
There you go.
I thought that blew off the years-long feud with
See-
a roll-up.
I'm more into the fact of Daniel Bryan. Like, if we want to
I'm just
go,
saying, there was so much cash left on that table. They have one more in them.
And
They
it
do.
was so left there. They left all of that cash right on that beautiful oak table and walked the fuck away from it.
like, if we want to
All
go
right.
with Daniel Bryan winning the Royal Rumble, and I know we're gonna get to that here shortly. If we want to go with that, the story I want to see is him versus Roman, because Daniel Bryan was supposed to win that Royal Rumble in Philadelphia, and he
Yes, he
didn't.
was.
He didn't. It was Roman. Roman won it. They gave Roman the Rock, and the fans still booed him out of the arena. So I
And
want.
Roman should have daggum turned heel right then, and it would have worked.
Yeah, well, it didn't
He didn't do
happen.
it.
You know,
Yeah, and it didn't
shit's.
happen.
If infinite hands were pots and pans, the world would be a kitchen. It didn't happen. And so
That's a good one.
if Daniel Bryan wins the Rumble,
Gorgeously done.
I don't want him going against the Miz. I want him going against Roman.
Oh yeah.
So go
Yeah,
ahead,
we'll get
move it
there.
along. Move it along.
All right, now let's move on to the next match. We're gonna do the women first, ladies first. Women's Royal Rumble match.
I have notes. For this.
We're gonna go around. We'll go around the horn. Vanessa, we're back to you. And again, this time when you're done with your promo, also tell us who you want to win, who you think is gonna
I get
win, and do you
promo
have a
Rumble.
sleeper pick. So that's what I gave you all that homework in advance. So the next number out, Vanessa, number 20, go.
There's a lot of ladies in this that are gonna be phenomenal, and they've been pushing really hard. So this is going to be a banger, and this is only the third Women's Royal Rumble. So like there isn't fourth. 4? Okay. There hasn't been many before it, so there's still lots on the table for them to do that could be different for a women's match. And that's the end of it.
I don't know how you promo
Okay.
a Rumble.
Who do you want to win?
Who do I want to win? I think I want Bianca to win.
Okay. Who do
I
you
think.
think is going to win?
Oh wait, sorry, no. I think Bianca's going to win. Hold on, let me break
Okay.
that. I
Okay.
want Natty to win.
Ooh, that's a swerve.
Nice.
Swerve.
I have to go with Natty. Like, I have talked up Natty a lot.
Did you
That
say
is no
earlier
surprise.
she's 30th coming out now?
And she's 30th coming in.
Is that what you said?
She's number 30. Yes.
And my sleeper is going to be. I have a tie. Hold on.
That's okay. Give them both.
Okay, Rhea and Shayna.
Oh.
Shane is a good pick.
Right.
Except
I
if
like
she-
that.
We'll go
But
for
if she has
Rhea
a
to
tag
win.
team championship,
It's on your turn.
It's not your turn, Adam.
Man.
Damn it.
dang it. It's been done before. Shawn Michaels and John Cena were tag champions, and Shawn took John Cena on in the championship match at WrestleMania. It's been
Yes,
done before.
but if Shayna
But-
doesn't win the title, she can still do the Rumble.
Exactly. No, what I'm saying is that would be an interesting dynamic if she's a tag champion and is going after a main championship.
How many 2 belts are there? Let's be real. How many people have done
No,
it?
but I'm saying
There's
Nia's not
only
going to let
one,
that
and
go.
it's Becky
They're gonna
Lynch.
implode really quick.
works.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Hold on, I'm getting out my
Exactly.
tessellation beer.
Oh,
Okay.
a tessellation. Ooh.
Interesting. Adam, you're going to go next.
Wait, where
Spencer,
Oh,
what-
surprise. I have a surprise in the match. I think Taya Valkyrie showing up at the Rumble.
I do too.
And Tessa Blanchard, but I'm
I don't know about Tessa, but Ty is a good pick. All right, Spencer, what is Adam's temperature?
Oh, 30. It's the Royal Rumble. I'm not going to
Nobody-
put someone
Well, it's
through
the
that.
women, so we got excited about that.
Everybody
Little
should be.
girls
Oh.
knows, but the talent's unreal. You can't deny it with the WWE, with I'm from women's wrestling. I haven't seen anything touch it. I've been excited since they started it. I really hope they started first, not to put it in a low spot, but get my daughters out there, and we're all looking forward to it.
Okay, great. All right, Adam, who do you want to win?
Rhea Ripley. I think she's
Who do
gonna be coming up this time, right? And she's
coming
be
up.
some entrance, and I hope she gets a redo at WrestleMania.
That's a good point.
And get
Rhea
back
versus
on
Charlotte?
her.
I like
Be
it.
all right.
They got to get the title on Charlotte somehow, but Rhea versus Charlotte.
Well, I'm
this time
just getting her back
yeah.
up there.
Yeah.
Charlotte, she can.
Yeah.
Whoever
Okay,
she likes,
but-
she just cruises.
Okay, Adam, reality check. Who do you think is going to win?
That's a tough one, eh? Like Tamina.
Who?
Tamina.
Tamina?
Yeah, sorry. I'm sorry.
Wow.
Excellent choice. I
That's a
applaud you,
swerve.
and I virtually shake your hand.
That's a big swerve. Okay, and then Adam, do you have any sleeper picks? Ty is a good one. Do you have any others?
No, not at the moment. Mandy Rose come up, but no, not really. No.
Ooh.
I like that.
Talk about
pick.
strapping a rocket to her. My gosh. Okay. All right. I'll go next. My temperature. I got 2 stuck together here. 8. Hit the timer.
So I'm
Stringer.
going to pick the one I like more, he says.
No, dadgummit. I hate women in the Royal Rumble. Most of them are shorter than the top rope, so how can they throw each other over it? It's gonna be a waste of our time. I think Charlotte's just gonna win again.
How can
She's gonna
women
win every
even
year
throw
from now
anyone
on.
over a top rope?
And I think Becky's gonna come back and win it again, and then Charlotte will win it next year. And no, I'm psyched. It's the Royal Rumble, and I love women's wrestling. I'm so psyched about this match. I think the women have done a great job every single year. To me, the best one was the first one. They did such a great job. And seeing all those legends come back, I mean, good grief. When Molly Holly came back, I hit the roof. That was great. Seeing Tori and Kelly come back, seeing Beth come out, seeing Natty and Beth turn on each other was hilarious. And of course, my girl Trish Stratus at number 30, phenomenal. That was so much fun to watch that. I really the only thing I would have written differently, I know why they did it, but the only thing I would have written differently is Lita come out at 20, so Trish and Lita could face off in the final 4 or 5. I love that it was Mickey and Trish. That was a great rivalry too, but everybody wanted to see Trish versus Lita one more time, and we didn't get to see it. That's the only thing I would have done differently, but that match was great. Who I want to win this match is Bianca Belair. She is so freaking amazing in the ring. I said to Kyle last night on SmackDown podcast, her command of her body and her command of her athleticism, she looks like a kid playing in the ring. The cartwheels, the flips, the smooth movements, where other girls struggle to do this stuff, and it looks like they're really trying to make sure they don't slip or land on their butt or tumble to the side. She sticks every time. She looks so perfect as a motion in the ring. I want the EST versus the Boss. Paint the picture, put it on the marquee. That is money. It would be a phenomenal match. Sasha would give her everything she wants, and Bianca would give it right back. That would be a phenomenal match. I want to see it. But who I think is going to win? The role model, Bayley. I think Bayley. I think Bayley's going to find a way to win this. I think she's going to eliminate Bianca in the final 4. I think she's going to screw her, get her out in the final 4. I think they were magic at TakeOver Respect in their match there. They were magic in Hell in a Cell. They were magic that main event on SmackDown in the opening match. Sasha versus Bayley one more time on the biggest stage they can put them on at WrestleMania. Pick your stipulation. It will be magic. It'll be Ricky Steamboat, Ric Flair all over again. It will be phenomenal to watch. Whether that's an Iron Woman match or a Falls Count Anywhere. Personally, I kind of want to see an I Quit match because that's the only thing left for them to do to each other is make the other one say they quit. They pinned each other. They had falls on each other. They've been strapped inside Hell in a Cell. The only thing they haven't done is beat the other one so badly where they had to say I quit. That's the only thing they can really do to each other. But if they don't do that, 2 out of 3 falls. Something. They can do that. My sleeper pick, Nikki Cross.
Love it. Excellent choice.
Those of you who watch this, go to Nikki Cross's social media ASAP and watch the videos she's been posting. I shared them with Vanessa. She's spitting fire. The stuff she's saying of, I used to be this. I thought I was this with Alexa. I thought my momentum with this. You haven't seen me in a while. I don't know what they're doing with me. And she is just angry at the world, angry at everything, and reinventing who she is. She's going to come out there with a fresh passion. And I think there's a reason they've kept her off screen for like 2 months.
Oh,
because
man.
when she comes out,
some fire there or what?
She's going to make some impact. I really think so. Again, she's a sleeper pick, and I don't think she's going to win it. I think Bayley's going to win it, but I would love to see that.
I think this is some action from her. I've always loved Nikki Cross.
I mean,
I love Nikki Cross.
People don't even want to go to Impact to watch fucking wrestling. Now they're going to go to Twitter to get invested in Nikki Cross. Come on. Let's go. The next person.
Well, you do.
What's Twitter?
All right. Streamer, I'm going to go to you, and I'm going to leave Spencer for last. Streamer, 11, my friend.
11. I'm right across the board. No, I'm a little below lukewarm. I am a little below lukewarm because I have a feeling that the Women's Royal Rumble is not going to main event in this pay-per-view, which I think it should. I think the avenues that they can take for this, who's going to win it, puts it at main event status, but it won't be the main event. And for that reason, I am a little below lukewarm.
Would you be okay with this match if it was the opener?
Yes, I would. Yes.
I'd be fine with the closer though.
I prefer it to be the closer because there's no women's.
I think the men are going to close.
See, there's no
Obviously.
women's Money in the Bank, and the fact that you have a Money in the Bank for the men's means you technically could open the pay-per-view with the men's Royal Rumble, because that would give you more angles for the men's championship matches.
You could, but I think they're not going to do that to force the Miz to do something.
I just spilled beer all over
Is
myself.
why they're going to do it that way. Okay, streamer, who do you want to win the Women's Royal Rumble?
Becky Lynch. I wanted to do it, and I wanted to do it for all the
Oh
women.
my gosh!
I wanted to do it for all the women out
Oh, she
there.
holds her baby while she's in there.
I
and
want her.
does
Yeah,
the-
I wanted to hold her. I want her to be nursing her baby while she wins the Royal Rumble. For all the women out there, she's no longer the man. She's now the mom, and I want her to do that.
She will always be the man. She will always be the man.
Not in my house. You're either the mom or you're nothing. Bob's out. Bob, have a great night. We'll see you
That's
on the
funny.
network. So yes.
Streamer, who do you think is going to win? the
I
Royal
think
Rumble?
Alexa Bliss is gonna win, and she's gonna win in extravagant,
That's a good pick.
glorious taped video fashion. I think the ring
Wow.
is gonna burn. I think everybody's gonna leave. And the Fiendess is winning that Royal Rumble.
Who's your sleeper pick?
Sonya Deville.
Ooh,
I think Sonya
that
wins.
is out of the blue.
And I got
coming
no angle. I got no story after that. I got nothing. I just think she's
How
gonna
does
win.
everybody? How does everybody feel with what they're doing with her? I don't like it. I want her in the ring.
I
No.
think it's her own decision, and she's working.
I know. I just personally don't like it because she can go. I want her back in the ring.
I'm
Yeah,
gonna
I'd like
plead the
that
fifth
too.
until it's my turn to do Royal Rumble picks.
Ooh.
Okay.
Suck it, duck it
Okay.
now.
Well, Spencer, that time is now, and
Oh,
Time
is
is
my
up.
time up?
My time is now. You can't see me.
Yeah, there we go.
22, go.
Well, John Cena.
22. It's a Royal Rumble match, you guys. If you're not excited and you consider yourself a wrestling fan, I seriously don't know what is your issue.
That's what
I
it was.
really don't. It's a Royal Rumble in any way, shape, or form. It's my favorite gimmick match out there. It's the event I look most forward to every year on the wrestling calendar. It's the start of the road to WrestleMania. Anything can happen at Rumble. It's the Royal Rumble. I'm excited.
All right,
How do I really
Spencer.
feel? Yeah, I'm that excited.
Who do you want to win this match?
Dude, Sonya Deville.
Yeah.
Just to pick off Streamer's
Really
point,
bad.
and it's got to be mentioned, but I don't want to speculate too much on it. But where things would have gone had
Yes.
the personal circumstances not happened,
Right.
I think she would have been a shoo-in. I really do like the work her and Mandy Rose did. There have been
Yep.
some really great long-term stories in WWE over the last little bit, and I don't want to take away anything from stuff like that. Like I mentioned, Kevin Owens and Jericho earlier, and there's been
Yep.
great examples, but there really hasn't been anything for me that I have at least been this consistently invested in than the sort of story that Sonya and Mandy and Otis and Dolph Ziggler and they
It was
all had
beautiful.
for-
It was so
yeah,
beautiful.
for the better part of a year, and Sonya really hit her own. I think everybody in that feud really did their best with it, but for me, she was just the standout of it. And I
Yep.
think that if they had really gone, if they had gone forward with the hair versus hair match versus the loser leaves WWE, because, and I'm assuming
Yep.
here, I need to stress that,
Yep.
but if they had gone forward with that versus what they did because of those circumstances occurring, I think Sonya would have been a shoo-in. I really do. She was doing some incredible work, man. She really was. So
Yep.
I would love to see her. I talk a lot about story, and I think that is still obviously fundamental for anything in professional wrestling. But sometimes for me, people do deserve to be rewarded for the great work they put in. And I think that Sonya
Yes.
Deville is someone who is in that really unique, once in a lifetime, every other cliche
Good.
you can put on it of
Yep.
she's done great work, but also is a person who at the Royal Rumble could take that next step forward. Could you imagine, win or loss, what a match with Sasha Banks would do for Sonya Deville built over 2
Nope.
months?
Yeah.
It'd be
Yeah.
fantastic. So
Really hard.
I would love
Yeah.
to see her win. I really, really would love to see her win, both in the world of kayfabe and in the world of just, I would love to see someone who seems to be a very good person get something that I think they deserve.
Yes.
So she's my pick for who I want to win.
Who do you think is going to win?
Charlotte Flair, and I ain't mad about it. I ain't mad about it one.
I'm not either.
No,
Oh.
I'm really not. And again, this sort of goes for me.
You're about to get so
Whether-
much hate on Twitter.
No, he's
fine.
not.
I
No,
get
he's
more
not.
than
You
enough
can
of
hate
that.
me too. I'm all for Charlotte too.
Charlotte
ha-
for me.
I-
Make
I
make
wouldn't
your
hate. I
stars
wouldn't
look
hate
like
it, but I would
stars.
pick it. Yeah.
Make your stars look like stars. Charlotte Flair's a star. Charlotte Flair is a as close to generational
Yeah,
talent
that's
as you'll
true.
find in professional
Yes.
wrestling. And if
From the
people weren't
sky.
mad from 1995 to 1998 when 2 guys won 4 Royal Rumbles, then them sitting and talking about, well,
So
Charlotte's
true.
overpushed, then shut up about Shawn and shut up about Stone Cold, who also are
Amen.
2 of the all-time greats, who also won 2 Rumbles in a
That's
row.
how you become the
Other
greats.
thing that and the other thing that I want to throw out there is Charlotte versus Asuka is money every
Yes.
time, and finding a way to do
Yes.
that again in a different way that they've done it before. You know,
Where the
they've
title's
done
on the
this-
other person. Yes.
They've done this match with
Yes.
Asuka as the face, Charlotte as the heel. They've done this match with Charlotte as the face and Asuka, yes, walking the line, but still in that heel role. What do you do now? What do you do if
Charlotte's
the
gotta
women's
fight for it?
if the women's Royal Rumble opens the show, then how does Charlotte react in the tag team match that would have to take place later in the show? And if the tag team match and if
that's
the women
good.
close out,
That's good.
then what
Good.
does Charlotte Flair do whether or not she wins or loses, right? Because
I love that.
her character, bitch and complain all you want, rightfully so if you are not a fan of Charlotte Flair, but there is no denying, I think, that she has
No.
been the most consistently presented character
She's the
in
goat.
WWE.
Call it.
last
She's the
few
goat.
years. Well,
Yes.
I again, that podcast I did with Mag, she's on the Mount Rushmore for me as far as women go, and
She's number one on
that's
that Rushmore for
already-
me.
right, it's her and Trish for me. But Charlotte, like it's she has been so consistently presented as someone who
Yes.
wants to chase championships, and number
Yes.
one at the basis
She's a
of
player.
and at any sports ethos, at any sports center, has to be the pursuit of championships. So that's maybe why I'm a
Yes.
little biased towards Charlotte
Yes.
as is. But again, there's so many fascinating ways you can go, whether the Rumble opens or closes. Make your stars look like stars. Charlotte Flair winning a Rumble, you can make everybody else, the other 29 women in that match, look good in defeat because no one's taking a pin, no one's submitting. They're just getting over a top rope. You can all
Yep.
look good doing that. There's
Yep.
no proverbial loser. I think that there are so many great routes that you can go with the Charlotte Flair Royal Rumble win again this
Yeah.
year. That frankly, you may as well do it.
No argument from me whatsoever. I don't think it's going to happen, but no argument from me. Oh, and your sleeper pick.
Shotzi Blackheart, if you're gonna make a breakout star, break her out.
Ooh.
I think
Wow.
she'd be killer. And I would love to see, you know, the thing that I love about the Rumble, both Rumbles this year, more than other years, you know, there's usually 2 or 3 people. It's not always a clear-cut winner, but there's usually 2 or 3 people you can narrow it down to. Last year was Drew or Aleister Black. They both had momentum going in. That was really it for me. The women's side of things, especially this year, I think that you can really go any way. And I think that
Mhm.
when you've got that opportunity to really go any way, again, when in a match like the Rumble, you can have, if there's 30 people in it, you can have 25 of them come out of it looking good. Right?
Especially when
And if you-
Charlotte's in there.
Yeah, and if you
Yep.
can do that, then you may as well swing for the fences as far as I'm
Love it.
concerned. And
Love it.
Shotzi Blackheart in a way that this isn't to undersell what Dave did, but in a way that Rhea Ripley and say Sami Zayn and other of your real true breakout NXT baby faces have done before. A lot of them sort of took some time to simmer before they boiled over. Shotzi has been like a fucking great stock. 4%
Yes. Good point.
straight up all year. And you
Yep.
may as well bet on that every time. So if you've got 3 months to bet on someone who has done it, do it. Just do it. So do I think it's going to happen? My heart breaks to say no, but I think that she's unique in a way that a lot of wrestlers, not just women, but a lot of wrestlers in professional wrestling aren't. She's engaging. She is someone that people love personally and professionally. She checks all of those boxes. I'm trying to get every cliche out of the way.
No,
Checks
she's a
all the
star.
boxes you want. She's a star. Perfectly put. And I think that if you're going to bet in the business of making stars, bet big.
I put it like this, and I said this in a previous Check Your Temperature. If you have a tag team match, 6-man tag, 8 tag, 10 tag, whatever you have, if Shotzi's in that match on either side of the ring, who are you looking at?
One of the best
She just-
live matches.
Well,
One
wait
of the
a
best
minute.
live
Who-
matches in
else is
Vanessa. I
in
don't know
that?
if you guys would have went when you guys were in Toronto for SummerSlam as well, but at the Summit, Shotzi wrestled Dahlia Doom, and I had never watched either of them wrestle before. And holy shit, man! Like jaw to the floor, and
It's
and
phenomenal.
well, and for me, they're both phenomenal. But Shotzi was really the one who caught my eye because, like, as I'm sure you guys all see and have seen before, she's balls to the walls, no pun intended.
Oh yeah, I
She
was
is
lucky seeing her
full
some local
out. She's
wrestling.
Welcome to the
Fire,
ball
man.
pit.
yeah,
Amazing.
like
Yeah.
she is, like
Like next week
it
she got
sounds-
signed to NXT. You know what I mean?
Well,
You're
and
lucky.
it sounds
Sorry,
so
yeah.
well, and it sounds so silly to say, but like in a world where anything can happen, it has to be taken seriously, quote unquote.
Yeah.
And the fact that Shotzi Blackheart has been able to effectively use a child's tank and get it over and not
Yep.
be
Yeah, but
presented
it holds
as
the same
a
character
joke.
from the Indies.
Yes,
You know what I mean?
exactly.
Like she was like that even in your little hometown.
Yeah,
And
because
she's
you know
there,
what?
you
Like,
know,
and
you
I
know,
mean
it's nice to
this.
see that where it's not here you're
Yep,
this
and
now,
I mean
and
I
you're
mean
gonna
this
dress
in
like
the
this now, you know, to keep original role.
yeah, coming
you know,
out
you know, it's a true
as
character and
coming
it's
out
hard to
as,
find, man. It's hard to find.
Sally Gates or whatever the name, like I don't know,
Yeah,
but
that's right.
like the fact that and I don't mean this as a shot whatsoever. It's just the way characters can and are presented in WWE. If R-Truth came out in the child's tank, no one would hesitate to laugh at that, and rightfully so. And the fact that Shotzi Blackheart comes out in it using this literally like a child's tank, you guys, I can't
Yep.
stress that enough. And
Yep.
bringing that out and presenting it, yes, in a way that's in a joking.
Well, she has
fashion
an
with,
upgrade
like
now.
Robert Stone and all of that, but like bringing that out and still being presented so seriously inside the ring as she
Yeah.
should be as well. It's just cool, and you don't see a lot of that. It's the same reason that Rhea Ripley resonated with so many people
Yeah,
last year.
exactly. Like,
Um,
they're hard
I
characters
just
to
think-
run.
I think
You
she's
seem to
so
do it
cool,
right. It's
and
amazing.
I'd love to see it. It would make my heart so very
That's my
warm.
new pick
to see
now for
Shotzi
the Rumble.
Blackheart Change some minds.
Love it. All right.
He can't make up his mind, so he'll change it again. Don't worry.
Shotzi,
well, let's-
no, those are my two now.
Let's switch it over. Main event, which will probably be the closing match of the night, the men's Royal Rumble match. Adam, we're going to start with you this time. 21, hit the timer, go.
Oh, it's the Royal Rumble. You got to say.
The Royal Rumble.
You know, we're gonna see Edge come out somewhere, hopefully, and
He's
Number
one.
two.
Number
Number two.
two now. Okay, then.
Randy Orton's number
That
one.
now we're hoping. Hard to go now though, but we're hoping for some surprises, and you can't deny the Royal Rumble ever since you're little. And that's a pay-per-view, man. I'm gonna do more than a WrestleMania. It's a lot of fun with everybody, and
Okay. Adam, who do you want to win this match?
oof, that's I was gonna go from the heart, like for a newcomer. Like
Go
seeing
from the
Matt
heart.
Riddle do something.
Matt Riddle. Woo.
That's a good one.
I don't know a Matt Riddle.
No, just Riddle now.
Pretty creative. He's Matt Riddle.
I guess it's
He's
not an
Matt
entry.
freaking Riddle.
Look, I'm
That's
sorry,
what
it had to
coming
be-
up,
it had to be
Trash,
said,
you
I'm
push it something
sorry.
New, but
Same thing with Murphy. Give me a break. So stupid. All right.
I'm not your buddy, guy.
Adam, who do you think is going to win the men's rumble?
That's, I'd like
Matt-
to see AJ Styles.
Ooh.
In there one
Wow.
more time.
Good
I-
pick.
He's the guy, man. In my
Okay.
opinion.
That is a good
Did
pick.
anybody
Since he
watch
came in
Talking
that
Smack?
one Rumble and he hasn't won the Rumble yet,
Did anybody watch Talking Smack?
No.
Yes.
No, I wish.
Fantastic.
Okay. Everybody else, go watch it when this is over if you can, or just watch the YouTube clips or the Twitter clips. AJ Styles and Paul Heyman talking, must watch. Must watch.
I don't.
Really?
I don't
Okay.
watch anything
Yes.
live because I'm against ratings.
Okay. Adam, Adam, give me a sleeper pick. Give me a sleeper pick, Adam.
I'm trying.
I get Gary out.
Miz coming out, winning it.
That's a good
after.
pick. That's a good sleeper pick, for sure. All right, Vanessa, you go
And then
next.
You're holding the Money in the Bank, and you get the WrestleMania pick.
He has,
Can't
he has the
lose.
briefcase and he has the match. I love it.
That would be
can't lose.
interesting.
Dude, how funny would it be if he cashes in and wins one championship and then uses his Rumble pick to win the other one?
I had a I,
Miz-
ha-
The
Miz
champ,
two
champ.
belts.
I had a feeling. I have an
And
angle.
then they unify the belts. They
No, it'd
unify
be good for
them.
the Miz. though.
On the
Like, you
Miz.
got that
Miz is the
character,
undisputed
man.
champion.
It's fun.
It- But hey, you take that. You remember when Jericho did it? It would feel the same way to me. This guy is the double champion. Yeah, it would feel the same way to me. All right, Vanessa. Men's Rumble, you got to be cold.
Well, okay, the women's match is the show. Let's
Oh,
be
that's
real.
my
Okay,
angle.
So who cares about the men's rumble? Like we've seen it 101 times. Like
Damn it.
blah blah blah. Bunch of big men are gonna go over the top rope. Someone's gonna jump from one spot to another and get back in the ring. Whatever. It's all been done. Moving on. Who cares? Because it doesn't even matter.
Come on. How hot are you, Walter?
It's a Royal Rumble. Come on, pull your head out.
Yes. Hey. All right. Vanessa, who do you want to win?
I just changed my sleeper pick.
Okay, who do I want to win?
Me.
I want. Okay, so I think I'll flip it. I think Daniel Bryan's going to win.
So that's your okay.
That's my thing.
That's your thinking. Okay.
That's my I'm pretty sure
That's your
he's gonna
head-
win.
That's your head pick. Now what's your heart pick?
I want. Because I'm flip flop. I want Aleister Black.
Oh,
Wow. Wow.
That's a good pick.
And
He's
Who
pretty
are
good at
you?
professional wrestling.
Yeah,
Love you
I think
right
he's got a
there.
future.
and
Where's he been lately, though?
Who was the other one you were going back and forth with him on?
Cesaro.
Yeah,
So I'm-
I forgot it
Yes.
was Cesaro.
Yes.
Yes.
And my
They've been-
sleeper is Samoa Joe.
Oh yeah.
That story would be great. That
Wow.
story would
Excellent
be so great.
choice.
A true tribal chief. You're not mine.
It writes
love it.
itself.
Insane.
I love it. Yep.
I knew that.
Perfect.
Insane.
That, my gosh. He wins that. He shows up on SmackDown, walks right up to Roman and says, "Hey, you ain't my chief." Done. Just let it go.
All
That
right,
would
move,
be awesome.
move along.
I say, correct me. Somebody remind me. How long ago did they feud? They had one. It's just been a while.
You're
I
asking
forget
the
now.
wrong person.
Streamer Spence, do you remember?
I like, and I could be way off here, but I quite literally want to say it was during like
It
Ambrose's
was 2017, wasn't it?
when they were all starting to like sort of semi break
Yeah.
out while still in the Shield. But I could be up shit creek.
I mean, there was a Monday Night Raw where there was Roman, Brock, Samoa Joe, and I want to say Kurt Angle in the ring cutting promos, and Roman started to talk, and Samoa Joe just told him to shut his mouth.
Wasn't that with Braun right before their SummerSlam match? I want to
think
say
so.
like
That was
27.
around
I think
summer
so.
of it was.
We'd
About
have to
3
go
years
back
ago,
and
4
look.
years ago.
Yeah, Braun said something about getting these hands, and we all continued with our lives.
So something
Oh,
like
gosh.
that.
Oh, sorry. Sorry.
all right.
Didn't mean to-
Okay, Streamer, you are next. Streamer, you're next,
Yes.
and you have a cold 10.
I have a cold 10, and I'm going to steal something from Vanessa here because we all know that the women reign supreme in wrestling, in the WWE, in Impact, in AEW, in the independents. They reign supreme. And the fact that the
Around
women's...
the world, girls.
Thank you. That the women's Royal Rumble is not main eventing this pay-per-view is just a sad, sad state of affairs. And for those reasons, I'm cold. Exactly, bro. And
How you really feel?
as far as I really feel the women's Royal Rumble actually should main event it, to tell you the truth. And I guess before I get to who I want thinking in my sleeper, I guess it's all going to depend on who you have to debut, who you want to debut, and who is willing to debut. And I guess that's all. I mean, you have people of the likes of Jay White, of Marty Scurll, of Tessa Blanchard, of Ronda Rousey. And it all depends on who wants to, who will, and who wants to debut, who can debut, and who will debut. That's what's going to determine your main event, basically.
So you don't think a current roster talent is going to win the men's Royal Rumble?
I didn't say that.
On a
okay.
side note, apparently, and I don't know like the actual legalities of this, but WWE has taken out a somewhat lawsuit against the U.S. immigration for not filing the proper paperwork.
Correct.
Just-
And
Yes,
that could
I
be
saw that.
That could be a lot of people. That could be Jay White. That could be Brock Lesnar because he's in Canada now, right?
Yep,
That's true.
could be.
So,
That
but
could
it,
be Marty Scurll. He's in the
Could
UK.
be Martyrs Girl.
Yeah.
To be
Yep.
Tessa Blanchard in
Yes,
Mexico, right
Mexico.
now.
Mexico.
With Selena Del Renta.
boy, they know exactly what they're doing at WWE. Let's leak the fact that they do it.
Streamer,
Yes,
who is your heart pick? Who do you want to win?
I want Samoa Joe to win.
Okay.
Yes, I do.
All right. Who's your head pick? Who do you think is going to win?
I think Samoa Joe is going to win.
Wow.
Not only do I, but hold on.
This is
I think he's going to win. And I think at WrestleMania, when he takes on Roman Reigns, The Rock is going to be the special guest referee. And everybody thinks The Rock's going to be on Roman's side. And what's going to end up happening is something will happen in that match at WrestleMania that will lead to Roman Rock the following WrestleMania. That's how I
That
go.
is the
Rock's
one
gonna be pretty
thing-
old, buddy.
that is the one thing I'm struggling with is that and I've said this, we've all talked about this. Can they make this run with Roman to where eventually the climax with The Rock, can they get this to SoFi Stadium in 2023? Can they make
Yes.
this last 2 years? Can they? Yes, I do agree with you. They
When he
can.
gets involved
But-
for real.
But is it more
Gotta be real,
logical
though,
to
man.
or is it more logical to pull a John Cena again and say this time next year? In 1 year, the Chief comes home.
No.
But what
and
everyone
build it.
forgets about that is
Yeah.
like it's not like The Rock didn't wrestle at Survivor Series that year, right? Like
know.
they said
I
one
know.
year. And The
Yeah.
Rock still wrestled. Like for me, the big reason I've got like a firm yes for this they can hold out is they've made a lot of this about the title, and the title is very central to what Roman
Right.
Reigns is doing right now.
But it won't
the
be
bottom
then.
line-
Yes.
But the bottom line to all of what he's doing is family.
Right.
Exactly.
And that has been the smartest thing, and it's the biggest reason I think people are so invested in it, is like everything he's done, the underlying theme has been family, whether it's been with
Yes.
Jey Uso, whether it's been the week after the feud with Kevin Owens starts and cutting a promo to Kevin Owens' family.
On his family.
The single
Yes.
most badass moment I've seen in a while. Like, that's the big thing for me, is if they made it about the title, I wouldn't think they're, like, to be honest, The Rock, I don't see why the most successful entertainer in the world today would need to come back for a title. He really
No.
wouldn't. Nor do
Yeah,
I think, to be
exactly.
honest with you, and it's logic that hasn't been applied in the way that I see that it should be often. But when you've got a star that big, you don't need a title to be involved to make that
No,
a
I
major
agree.
match.
I agree.
Right? And I know that I could have said the same about Goldberg 2 years in a row as the easy example to use. But The Rock versus Roman Reigns of any match right now doesn't need a title anywhere
No.
near it,
And
because
I don't think it
you
will.
can use that title to bring up just as easy names, but a Kevin Owens versus Sami Zayn match. That would elevate that still in a match that has been done before. Whereas for this,
Right.
do they need that? No. The
Right.
Rock needs to come back, like to put it perfectly. The Rock needs to come back to show Roman that he needs to know his role and
And
shut his mouth.
Yes.
And that's
Yes.
literally the entire basis of why The Rock will return at the Rumble next year for the first time since his last match, and go from
But I
there.
don't want
His last
Jimmy
match
Rock.
against Eric Rowan, by the way.
So are you in agreement? Are you in agreement? Are you in agreement with me that it's logical we'll see him at WrestleMania 38 and not WrestleMania 39?
think it's a huge missed opportunity if they don't use him at WrestleMania Hollywood. He's the biggest Hollywood star in the world.
Well, that's 2 years away.
Yeah. Bigger.
Yeah, and you can build
Good
that
main
until then.
move.
I don't see
Yeah, well,
Roman Reigns. Roman
I
Reigns
say
won't
that-
turn face for the next few years.
No, I know. I'm just saying you said next Royal Rumble, so that would be 38, not 39.
Excuse me. Royal
Okay.
Rumble following. This one I'm
Okay.
not counting in all of my thoughts because it's
Gotcha. I got you.
tomorrow.
Okay.
But yeah, prior to WrestleMania 39 in Hollywood. That's the way I'm basing it.
It's
okay.
That is when I feel that The Rock versus Roman Reigns would be best served.
Okay.
it's very easy to get to that point. You have
Oh,
Samoa Joe win the Royal Rumble. He's going up against Roman at WrestleMania. You find a way to work The Rock in to promote his stupid little fucking reality show or whatever about his
Jeez.
growing up. Nobody cares. We're all just waiting for it to go to Netflix. So
get that
find a
Peacock
way.
going.
He can be the ref in that.
Who heated your soup, man?
He can be the ref in that. Roman thinks he's got everything sewed up because he's the head of the table. Roman is the ref. And Roman counts 1, 2, 3. And your winner of that match is Samoa Joe. Samoa Joe is your world champion. That leads you into Roman Reigns, The Rock, at the following WrestleMania. You don't need the title. That's how you get the title off of Roman. Because how are you going to get the title off of Roman without making him look weak? You have
Trust me, nobody could make him look weak right now.
really?
Nobody.
The other day,
For
oh,
me
God.
though, like and in saying that,
Probably lose to Owens tomorrow.
in saying that,
It's a last man standing match. You drop a 10-ton beam on the guy, he ain't getting up. That's not weakness.
well, and no. See, for me, and I disagree with that, just in the sense that every great heel should be
Exactly.
built to lose
Yes.
clean to a great baby.
Correct.
exactly.
And until then,
Exactly. I
if
agree with
Roman Reigns carries the title until 2025, because this is a huge error
Why
on
not?
WWE's end.
Why not?
But if they don't build that person until then, and Roman
Yes.
keeps up the same consistent work he's been doing now, fuck it, why not? Like that.
Why not?
That for me is the way that all professional wrestling. It's not a WWE problem or
Right.
Right.
problem I even think they
No.
have right now. I think
Right.
that the point of a great babyface is to beat a great heel. And Roman
I'm just
Reigns
glad we're getting
is
some good work lately.
well, and no disrespect to the work that other heels have done over the past
but
few
there's
years.
been some
Not this
fire,
level.
man. Like, it's
No,
Not this level.
there's been nothing in pro wrestling, in my opinion, to this level.
No.
People and I say this, man. We say this with a lot of Canadians on this podcast that would probably say that Kenny Omega is a great professional wrestler to undersell it at the best level. and for me, what Roman Reigns is doing is streets ahead of what Kenny Omega is doing right now, and that is nothing against Omega. That's everything to Roman Reigns, and those are the two individuals right now that are the faces of the two biggest wrestling companies in the world.
Oh,
That
how
is
dare you!
huge
How
compliment
dare you
towards Roman
dismiss
Reigns.
Jacob Fatu? How dare
And
you?
all credit.
Hey, you know what? And I got all the time in the world for that argument. That
And
is
you
a
know-
very fair point to make. Fatu and MLW, the work they're putting in right now, like bell to bell or start to finish for me.
He could win the
MLW is
Rumble.
the program I'm most consistently entertained by. And that's nothing against anyone else because a 2 and a 3 hour format.
I mean,
just
Shane Taylor right
leaves you
now
open to
Yeah,
more
is
issues
making
like that.
waves.
MLW. Oh man, MLW. Like since the return, I think there's maybe been one match that I have said that's not for me. And other than that, wiping the floor right now as far as pro wrestling programming is going.
Streamer,
for an
let
hour.
me come back to you because you need to finish. Who is your
Yeah,
sleeper
sorry.
pick, if you have one?
Oh, before I give my sleeper pick, Scooby in the chat has a great point with this Roman the Rock type of angle that we're all going for. Simone Johnson, who is a fourth generation, a referee, will she get involved in this type of angle? It's a great question. I don't know.
Within the next 2 years, she can. Yeah.
Here's the question. Like, before I get to my sleeper, the question is, do we want to see Roman in The Rock? And I think the answer is
I do.
yes. Okay.
I do.
No.
So, okay, but if the
Yeah.
answer is yes, do we want to see it for a title? I think no.
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 Okay,
No.
so
No, but I think all of us made the point we don't want to see it. Not that we wouldn't want to see it if a title was involved, but I think at least in my interpretation, all of us have agreed
No.
that like we all agree that the title does
It's not needed.
nor should
It's
be
not
involved.
needed.
Yeah.
yeah. Okay.
This is
all right.
about who is the tribal chief of the Samoan dynasty. That's all
Bingo.
this is about.
Okay.
Who's
So
the real head of the table?
I'm moving along here because Samoa Joe's gonna win, and it's just disrespectful to talk about anybody else. But anyways, my sleeper pick.
Streamer, one question before you give your sleeper.
Yes.
How's the weather on Pluto?
How's the weather on Pluto? It's fucking cold.
I say 'cause that's where you're living right now with those picks. Anyway,
Okay,
go
well,
ahead.
when Samoa Joe and Alexa Bliss win, Dave, you can come back to me. My sleeper pick for this was going to be Baron Corbin. At the start of the night, I was going to pick Baron Corbin.
That's a good pick.
That was good.
That's a good pick.
But as we've been talking about this, I changed it. I crossed it out. Nobody can see it, but it's crossed out. I'm going with Curtis
Is that my
Axel.
phone number?
It might be. I'm going with Curtis Axel because I don't think Curtis Axel's ever been eliminated. I think
So you're saying that he's gonna get re-signed?
yeah, I think Curtis Axel's winning this Royal Rumble. I do.
I didn't get
Alright.
that message.
Are you talking about that Royal Rumble where he never went over the top rope?
Yeah. He's deserved. he earned. I mean, he hasn't lost.
That's good.
Like they should put
That's
him
hilarious.
already in the championship match. I mean,
I'm both furious and tipping my hat in respect to you right now.
That was. There we go.
so yeah.
I tip my hat. All right, streamer. I'll go next. I'm going to save our guests for last. All right.
Your timer started. I don't even know what your number is, but your timer started. Just pick
He's
a
a
number.
1. Let's go.
He can't even think. Look, he can't even think.
Who?
He's at 10
Mm.
already.
It's just personifying disappointment.
Yeah.
If we're
he's
looking
so
if we're looking to
bored.
sell for him, yeah. This looks like what he will be doing through this entire Rumble. Because he's so not hot for it.
No. He's just
Oh, I
over
feel
it.
for
I
him.
like that. I like that by Scooby. By Scooby with
Is that how you feel about the Rumble?
I could not be more jacked for this match. This, Vanessa, I'm going to steal your line. I'm blue hot for this one. This
It's hot for this kid to
match
score home.
is going to be so intriguing because literally I have no clue what's going to happen, and I love that. I love it. There was an indicator last year. Bully said it on Busted Open when Drew
Bully.
said, "I guarantee I'm winning." Okay. Anytime they say that, it's almost a foregone conclusion they're going to.
It's almost
This
like
year,
Bianca Belair winning
I have no
this
clue.
Friday.
I have no clue. This year, I have no clue, and I love it. I love it. Who I want to win? Rated R Superstar.
Oh gosh, at number
I
one,
want
at
Edge.
number two, I don't think
I
that's
want
happening.
Edge.
That's not
Who?
happening.
I want Edge.
That's not happening.
Exactly. Exactly. That's
Has
even
anybody
better.
ever won from number 2?
From number two,
Rey
People have
Mysterio.
won from 1. Didn't Mysterio win from 1?
you'd have to
Two.
check the scroll below in the stream.
No,
2.
never mind. My apologies.
Michael's one from
He was
one, right?
longest-
But yeah, they're
That
in there
was
for the same.
Michael's-
They're in there for the same time. So one
Yeah,
or two
no,
doesn't
that's
matter.
that's
Yeah.
why I was confused. Is I didn't know if
Yeah.
Mysterio because I knew he was longest in
Right.
up until the greatest Royal Rumble, but I didn't know what
Yeah.
he started at.
Edge has earned a chance to. Yeah. So what's the clock for, streamer? What's the clock? What's the clock for?
There's a clock.
Edge has
Oh.
earned this opportunity to come back again after a freaking tricep injury. Which, by the way, do y'all know how that happened? Did y'all read the story on that?
No, I don't read it.
So
During the
match was-
retake, wasn't it?
The match was over. They said, "Can you do the RKO again?" And he broke his tricep on it. It was over.
So it means
Filmed
that it
and
was
done.
weakened before, because he said he felt it when he went over the rope at one point.
Yes.
He
And
said
then
he
they said,
felt it
Your
tighten,
time's
and he was
up.
like,
Your,
"Oh,
your
no,
time's up,
that's
Dave.
not
Dave, your
good."
time's up.
and
Your
so
time's up.
on the way down, he put his arm under to brace himself, and he severed his tricep.
Yeah, he's
on a
not
stupid
professional.
retake.
He's not
Unbelievable.
professional. Not
Unbelievable.
professional.
Anyway, so the reason I'm saying all that is this: he's earned a chance to come back and have this shot. I love that if they're not going to give us Randy Orton Edge 3, they're giving it to us 1 and 2, and they're letting them go. I love that. That's a great way to blow it off.
They're only gonna
and
go
get out
for
of the
3
way.
minutes. How long is the next competitor? What
They're
are they
going to
gonna
be in there all night. They're going to be in there probably till Orton will be in there till probably number 20 gets in there, and he'll probably finally get eliminated. They're
I
gonna
hope
go at
Brock.
it
I
all
hope
night
Brock
in the
shows
match.
up at number 3 and throws them both out.
Why don't you let me finish?
Oh, go ahead.
Okay.
The timer ran out. I thought you were done.
You kept hitting it. Anyway, here's what I want to see. You want somebody to really, would you stop it? If you want somebody to really help get Roman to that level where every single one of us hates him with a passion,
You pussy
very
mojo.
few guys on
Oh.
the roster right now can pull that out of Roman. Edge can. Edge going against Roman Reigns, spear versus spear. Edge will
No.
put Roman in a place where Roman can do whatever he needs to do to Edge. Old timer thinks he can take this title off me. You should have stayed home. The script writes itself, and Edge will make Roman look like $1 million. And every single one of you people that still are cheering for this new Roman Reigns, when Roman beats him to within an inch of his life on the grandest stage of all, WrestleMania, yeah, try cheering then. It ain't gonna happen.
I will.
And that's why Edge is a great choice to win this. So my heart wants Edge to have one more shot, to have that big stage one more time. Who I think's going to win? Daniel Bryan. I think he declared it number 1. It would not shock me if they said he declared it number 1. He's been doing all the promos for it. He's been building up the promos for it. If you watch Talking Smack, he and Paul Heyman have had 3 or 4 chats on there. It's perfect.
Probably in 30.
The Ultimate Underdog once again versus the Ultimate Bully on SmackDown. Daniel Bryan will sell it like crazy. Every one of us will want to cheer Daniel Bryan. The Yes Movement will come back in full force at WrestleMania when the fans are in the house to do it for real, and we'll love to see it. My sleeper pick changed this morning
Shane
because
McMahon.
I found out Mia
Oh.
Yim has COVID. Therefore,
Oh.
Keith Lee probably won't be in this match.
Well, you don't have proof of that.
No, it is confirmed she has COVID.
No, I'm
Actually,
saying
yeah,
you-
they both announced that they have COVID.
is Ali
Keith Lee
does,
has confirmed that he is out. What with him also having
Is-
COVID.
is
So my
Ali
sleeper
also
pick
out?
had to change.
Right.
So my sleeper pick had to change. So I looked into everything going into this, and I said, okay, with the Peacock deal, you got to get eyes on this. You got to make people switch.
John
You gotta
Cena.
make diehard fans care about it. So I started thinking about, as a businessman, who would be a person that would want to bring back, that would help sell this thing, that would help make this a big deal, and who would be somebody that could go in against Roman Reigns,
The Rock.
help make Roman Reigns a big heel, help make Roman Reigns dastardly, and also help punch tickets to be at the event and help make people want to watch it on Peacock.
Lana.
Yeah.
Simon Gotch. The Rock.
Lana. Lana Reigns will sell tickets.
That's funny.
Ava
That's
Marie.
Thank you. Thank you. No, if we're saving The Rock for this awesome time at WrestleMania 2039,
Shane McMahon. Yeah, I'm going with Shane.
no,
Oh,
Brock
no, Tess is dead.
Lesnar.
Shit.
No.
That's
Yeah.
wrong.
Brock Lesnar.
no. I'm trying to get it out. Y'all keep talking. I
Kurt
think
Angle.
Brock-
Kurt
Brock-
Angle.
Brock
Kurt
is
Angle's
a
got a
great-
podcast. Kurt Angle's got a
Undertaker.
podcast.
Coming back from
Brock,
retirement
Brock,
already.
Brock is a great pick. I think that would be I think that'd be a great way to do it. But David Greca said it, and I agree with him. I think Brock's a little too soon. I
Dave
want
who?
Brock next year.
Dave.
Yeah.
Brock and Roman next year with Heyman caught in the middle makes sense. And that way,
Does.
and then when that happens, you can move Heyman out of the way, and it can be all about Roman versus Rock the next year. So I
Wait,
think
are
that
you
would
gonna
make
jump
the
on the
most
Punk
sense.
bandwagon?
Oh wait, hold
Heck
on.
no, I'm not
Hold
jumping
on. I got a
Punk.
beer for that.
Who?
No, my sleeper pick for this match is You Can't See Me, John
Yeah.
Cena.
Hold on. I got
I
a beer
think
for
it-
that.
Do it.
I think it makes the most
Yeah, I'll
sense.
do
I
it.
think if you
Oh, you
can't
can't see
get
it.
The Rock yet because of the whole situation, and Brock is not ready to come back yet because it's too soon for him. John Cena sells tickets. John Cena versus Roman on the mic will be money again. John
That
Cena will put the butts in the seats.
that's
John
about
Cena is a
family.
big enough
Yeah,
Hollywood
it'd be
star
sick.
to
Yeah.
get people to switch over to Peacock
I
and
love it.
watch him face Roman Reigns. It works. It's a good move. He's only like Spencer said, he's only got a few good matches left in him at his age in his career. Burn one on this. It will be a good business. John Cena versus Roman on that marquee poster on the Peacock app to sell WrestleMania works.
All right, hold on.
Yeah.
Hold on before we go to anybody else. How does John Cena sell Peacock more than the fucking Rock, who has a show on NBC?
Because it's too soon. They're
No,
gonna
I'm
do
not
it at
talking
WrestleMania
about that.
Hollywood.
I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about how does John Cena sell Peacock more than the Rock?
I didn't say more. I said because we're not going to get The Rock yet.
No,
Listen to me for once.
we are gonna get the Rock. We're gonna get the Rock
Not yet.
in a referee capacity. That's how you're gonna get it.
I will send you a space shuttle tomorrow to get you off Pluto because you need to come back to Earth, okay?
Okay.
You're going to die out there.
Okay. All
You
right.
have direct connections to Elon Musk?
All right, all right, let's put John Cena. Let's give John Cena the Royal Rumble
For the
win.
record, I don't want John Cena. I want Edge. I've already said that. But if you're going to
No, I only heard
from a business perspective,
I only heard
to
John
get
Cena.
this back and get the fans to return. Y'all know this. The demographic that has moved over to AEW are the kids that loved John Cena.
Well, that's
That
NXT's
is that
fault.
demographic.
That's NXT's fault. That's not Raw's. That's not SmackDown's fault. That's NXT's fault. So there you go
I
with
don't
that.
I don't know how in the world you're. That makes no logical sense. Now you're just ranting because you want CM Punk to come out. Anyway,
I didn't say
Spencer,
that.
I'm
I
not
didn't
gonna
bring up
pull a number
CM
for
Punk at
you.
all.
The floor is yours. Talk about how much you love the match, and then I'll ask you your picks.
Me?
Yeah.
I love the Royal Rumble. I really, it's not unique by any means, but I just think that of any match on the wrestling calendar, of any pay-per-view on the wrestling calendar, the Royal Rumble always feels special. Like they could literally announce 0 matches going into the Rumble, and
They
I would
could.
be excited, right?
Yeah.
Like it's just such a cool match stipulation we've got to give. Full
Pat
honors
Patterson.
to the recently deceased Pat Patterson. for quite literally creating what for me has become a staple in my home with my family. Like wrestling outside of it, man. Like this is an event my
Yes.
family loves, right?
Yes.
So of course I'm excited. Of course I'm excited. I will be excited for every Royal Rumble going forward. I disagree with the reasons they're held very, very strongly morally, but I still watch the greatest Royal Rumble and haven't watched an event since because admittedly I love a Royal Rumble. So
Yeah.
I'm psyched. I don't have another way to put it. I'm especially psyched this year because I feel like we've all said, and I think is just a point that always has to be made, is it's incredibly unpredictable this year. And I
Yes.
think that the Royal Rumble is an event that, of any event in professional wrestling, all of them are very well served towards surprises and shocks and everything in between. But this year's Royal Rumble seems especially primed to do so. So I'm thrilled. I'm excited. I'm titillated. I'm antsy. I'm excited with anticipation. I'm every word under the sun, man. I'm psyched for the Rumble
Yes.
this year.
Spencer, use your heart. Who do you want to win?
Come on, Spencer.
The
Don't
Fiend.
let us down.
Fiend Bray Wyatt. I think
Yes.
It's terrible.
you talk
That's a
about
terrible pick.
unpredictability, and admittedly, I've loved what they're doing so far in his
Ugh.
absence with Alexa Bliss and Randy Orton.
Only if Alexa
I
wins it
don't
for him.
see the Fiend winning purely based on the fact that, again, like this is a feud that doesn't need a title involved, nor
Right.
does the Fiend winning the Royal Rumble continue to serve this feud unless a title's involved. So,
Right.
I don't think he's going to win it, but I think that number one, of any pro wrestler right now, I am a Bray Wyatt fan. I love
him.
having stuff
Love
like this
him.
involved. I even especially love when the supernatural's involved in professional wrestling, when it's not from a terrible person wanting guns in the locker room anymore. So
Greg
it's
the
cool
Hammer
that there's a
Valentine.
supernatural entity in pro wrestling that, doesn't suck as a human being that I can get behind. So I'm cool with the Fiend. I hope he wins the Royal Rumble. I think that it's the worst way to put it because I hate calling people underrated. It just feels like a disservice to the work they put in. But Bray Wyatt is an individual who, for me, has he's always had that potential to be the next legendary figure, and he's always had the potential to be that next supernatural entity. I know that the Undertaker and the Kane comparisons are super, super easy to make, but he's an individual that both doesn't need a championship, but also as more of a gimmick character, and using my air quotes as lightly as I can, needs championships to reinforce that he's a serious character. You know what I mean? The Undertaker,
Yeah.
as much as he didn't need championships, still
He still
needed
won
to
them.
be.
Yeah.
And for me, he still needed to be a multi-time champion just to prove, at least to me, to
Yes.
casual fans, that he wasn't this undead mortician who killed his parents. Like, because at the end of the day, if he wasn't successful, that's all he could have been, right? Mordecai could have been a star to the level that the Undertaker was, but he won F all, did nothing, and no disrespect to the work he did,
That's a great take.
but he didn't earn and it's a bad way to put it because every wrestler deserves
perfect.
respect for putting their bodies through what they do. But when you look at characters, and characters specifically, Mordecai,
Brilliant.
he's about as serious as a fart in the wind,
Exactly.
right? Because
Yeah.
he didn't earn the seriousness that championships and winning major matches entails. So with Bray Wyatt, again, where does he need to be a 17, 18, 20 time world champion? No. But would winning the Royal Rumble and winning major matches like this add to a legacy that at the end of the day, I think could be a Hall of Fame legacy. No other way to put it. Yeah,
Dude,
I think that's huge.
You've got me picturing him haunting Roman till WrestleMania now, and I'm loving it.
I think it'd be huge. I was so excited
That'd be fun.
when Roman came back and they started talking about Roman versus Bray on SmackDown being the marquee feud. I was so excited because, like, again, I fully admit, man, I'm a Bray Wyatt mark through and through.
And you bring up a point. Vanessa's reminded me of it multiple times. That look Alexa gave him on that platform when he walked past her. That's a good point.
That was
think
before the Peacock.
There's
deal.
so much there. There's so much
It
there.
ain't gonna happen
And going
on
after
network
Drew
TV.
McIntyre, if he chooses to make it the Raw side of things, then cool. You know, I don't know of any particular instances to take from, but I also feel like A, I've got full faith in Bray Wyatt as a storyteller, and B, going after someone like Drew McIntyre who has a very similar story with different levels of success, of redemption, and needing to rebuild yourself and reinvent yourself and change who you are to become successful in WWE. There's a lot to do there. Roman's the easy answer, and I think for me the way I'd prefer. But to tie her all back, I'd love to see the Fiend winner. I really
Spencer,
would.
Use your head now. Who do you think is gonna win?
I'm using my head and my heart. Saskatchewan's native son, Brock Lesnar's
Brock!
taking the Royal Rumble home.
You know, he's got
I like
to.
that one.
That might
Oh my
be.
God. And I understand.
That would be good.
I fully understand the
Brock.
logic, man. Brock Lesnar coming back. Sorry, Streamer, you were saying?
No, I was just saying
And
that's a
nobody
great
talk.
pick. That's a great pick.
Thank
It
you.
is a good
Well,
pick.
I just think that, like, when you've got the opportunity and looking more long term than, oh, Brock came in at 30 and won the Rumble, what are they going to do? You know, I don't want almost the Money in the Bank situation of like a short term pop.
Yeah.
When you look at Brock Lesnar and the history he's got with both current WWE champions, how can you
it's a
not
win-win.
try and throw everything at him to come back? Yeah, Drew McIntyre's the logical choice. He's never really wrestled him outside, or they've never really interacted even outside of their match last year at 36. There's a lot to do there with Brock Lesnar coming back and essentially the same role that he's played since returning to WWE. It's a character that's got mileage. Like, let's just get real here. A dude coming in and beating the ever-loving hell of people in a wrestling ring. If Brock Lesnar's that same size at the age of 55, cool, bring him back. That's why I've got less issues with Goldberg than a lot of people. For me, though, and just again, this is the bit of the heart and the head part of it. The only Roman and Brock match that I didn't like wholeheartedly love was the cage match that they did in Saudi Arabia. And I didn't like how they ended it. I thought it was an odd match overall. And other than that, I think they've wrestled 5 or 6 times, and all of them, let's just get real, tore the house down. They were all nuts. Mania 35, 34, whichever it was, where Roman just bled like a stuck pig all over the place. Yeah. They tried to give you similar matches and different matches every time. They really did. Anybody arguing about these guys quite literally being generational performers, you're wrong. You're incorrect. I'll stand by that every time. And for me, sorry, I'm going to keep going because it's Saskatchewanite Brock Lesnar. For me, I think that, okay, you've got money to be made with 2 great pro wrestlers every time you've got them, whether it's in the same iteration or different. John Cena and Randy Orton did all-time buy rates later and earlier in their feud. Okay, I got tired of it like the next person, but they made money. That's what speaks. And Brock Lesnar and Roman Reigns have made money before. They've made money in the roles that everybody traditionally knows them in. But since Brock was last on TV, Roman's done an all-time character turn. He's entirely different. I can't help but read too much into the fact that number 30 got switched from the men's to the women's as far as the backstage stuff. And I just think if you've got number 30 available and you bring back Brock Lesnar after a year away, let's get real, man. He's popular. He's proven he can be entertaining. Babyface Brock at number 30 coming in against Roman Reigns going into Mania with Paul Heyman in the middle of it. I'll pay for everybody's fucking pay-per-view because this, for me, exemplifies what is great about professional wrestling. You've got a 5-year story with multiple different touch points to it between 2 great athletes that are going to beat the ever-loving hell out of each other.
All right.
Yeah.
All right, Spencer.
Do it every week for me, please.
All right, Spencer.
I'm so excited about the prospect of Brock winning. I
Oh.
almost should have put him as my heart and my head picks,
Uh,
but I just think there's so much money to be made every way you go with it. Brock wins, Monday Night Raw is over 2 million the next night. I
Alright.
almost guarantee that because
Yeah, I can see
there are people
that.
tuning in saying, okay, the start of the show is Brock's going to announce who he's wrestling in the main event. You've got a babyface Brock who just returned at number 30, who's going to announce who he's wrestling at Mania at the end of your show.
He's on
2
his
million
own.
easy. 2 million
If he
easy. I'd put money on 2.5.
If he comes back on Raw, he's a heel.
But he won't come back on Raw. He'll come back on.
Yeah,
he'll come
I
back in
know.
the Rumble.
I know. I'm just saying, if he comes
It's-
back
it's
on
the-
Raw for Drew, he's a heel.
But you saw it literally the year before when Brock won the Money in the Bank contract. He came back
Right.
on Raw choosing who to wrestle. It wasn't,
Exactly.
I'm on Raw, ergo I'm wrestling Seth
Okay.
Rollins at the time. I
Here's
think
what-
that if he was to appear on Raw the next night, it is in a situation of Brock is declaring which champion he's wrestling.
Yeah. Yeah, and I would love to make everybody sweat, make Drew sweat that night to make it see what's going to happen with it.
Exactly.
Here's my only pushback to you because I love everything you said. I'm 9.999 with you. The 0.001 with me is Heyman and Brock right now are platinum. Platinum, platinum, platinum. I personally want them to get more mileage out of this. I would want this to happen 38, not 37.
Yeah.
all right, hold
That
on.
sounds good. Give me
Okay.
2 seconds as I let my dog in too. I can hear you guys still. So
Okay,
No problem.
Talk
I
amongst yourselves for a second.
I'll
Does
chime.
anybody else want to throw on the table? Go ahead.
I'm gonna chime in here. I like what Spencer said. I like it a lot. Now, with all that being said, does that mean we need Roman and Paul out at ringside for the end of the men's Royal Rumble if Brock is going to be 30 to come in and win? Because the look on Paul Heyman's face when Brock
other thing. Yeah.
wins sells everything.
No, no,
I
no.
think-
Ringside, they could just do
Yeah,
the chair,
and-
showing on the
yeah.
tablet or whatever.
yeah, just the chair at the top of the ramp because Paul has been up in arms on Talking Smack, going, the winner of this Rumble is coming for Roman Reigns, and that's as his counsel saying that. He's saying,
For
I don't
me-
care who wins Goldberg and Drew. That's not the title they're going to challenge for. He keeps saying that over and over again. So I fully anticipate when Roman retains this title, if he retains it, which I think he will, I fully anticipate Roman in a very comfortable chair at the top of that ramp with Paul Heyman sitting behind him slightly. And when Brock comes out at 30, he shoots them a look. And that's all we need to see is Paul Heyman going, holy crap, what is this guy doing?
I think WWE set the precedent, I think, for the Women's Royal Rumble. The first one was 2018. I know my math's bad, but 2018, correct?
18.
17.
Correct.
There we go. 18. Excuse me. I'm just bad when January comes around.
Right.
I think they set the precedent, and positively so. With that
With Charlotte
Women's
and
Royal
Alexa
Rumble,
sitting there watching? Yes.
I love the champions being there, and I understand that
Yes.
you don't have them there every time. And like Roman's a great example of why you wouldn't. Is if he's the mafia boss, have him shielded away in the back, whatever it may be. But I like that precedent, and I think that it does, again, like you guys have said, play in
It's great.
perfectly to what could be done at this year's Royal Rumble with Brock Lesnar. Is like you say, Paul Heyman is a guy who can sell anything with his
Yeah.
face. He could
Yes.
sell.
Yes.
He could sell a heater to the devil if he wanted to with facial expression alone, right? Like he is incredibly good. And
That's
again,
good.
having Brock's music, it'd be huge. Like there's
Yeah.
really no other way to put it. I can wax poetic, or I can just say I think it would be a great moment. I love the idea of champions being by the commentary table. Don't be on commentary. I just think it's
Just
a cool
sit there,
precedent
yeah.
to have them. Yeah. So
Put Paul on
I think it's
commentary.
cool.
Put
Oh,
Paul on commentary.
give Paul Heyman a microphone like everywhere. If Paul Heyman could announce the numbers
Yep.
of orders coming up at McDonald's, if I could have Paul Heyman as my Ask Siri, I would be so cool with it. Guy's got a voice, and the guy's got the way with words like no one else or few else have.
Spencer, who's your sleeper?
I like this one. Kyle O'Reilly is my sleeper pick. this year.
Challenges Finn Balor when he wins.
I don't know. You know what? Because I look at NXT.
You literally made me so happy.
Well, and looking at NXT and looking this again plays into a lot of different things that I've said tonight, and I think that he exemplifies a lot of them perfectly. He is a guy that I think could feasibly go up against either of the current champions right now, whether it's Drew McIntyre or Roman Reigns, and give a reasonable case as to why he could win. I don't think there have been many people presented as efficient of a submission specialist or technical pro wrestler or whatever you want to call them as Kyle O'Reilly has been.
I'll call it right here. Watching Kyle O'Reilly wrestle is like watching an artist paint. He's beautiful in the ring. Beautiful.
He's incredible. And I think that, I did revise this. My earlier pick was going to be Adam Cole, and I think that he again is a good pick for it. But if you're going to use the Royal Rumble to really take someone to the next level and really elevate someone to becoming a superstar, Adam Cole, I think, is going to be that in spite of anything
He's already that. He's already that.
You could have that guy, like, you could have him in a 90s Divas bikini contest, and that guy will get over. He just will. You know, where for me, I think that Kyle O'Reilly, people.
I'm sorry. I got to get that picture out of my head now.
That's fine. Talk amongst yourselves.
No.
Whereas Kyle O'Reilly, I think that over the last sort of 4, 5, 6 months, everybody started to realize how good he is. Everybody's known he's talented through his entire run with the Undisputed Era. He's always been sort of that proverbial quiet fan favorite where everybody talks about the air guitar, talks about his mannerisms on camera that maybe aren't the focal point of the Undisputed Era, right? So if you're looking to really elevate someone, it's a lot like my case with Shotzi Blackheart is if you're going to bet big. You know, there's no need, right? Brock Lesnar's my pick. I think he'd be a great winner. But Brock Lesnar winning the Royal Rumble,
you ain't gonna win much money off that.
Well, it's just another accolade. Whereas Kyle O'Reilly winning the Royal Rumble, where nobody I think has brought it up as even like
makes him better than Adam Cole. Makes him the best in the Undisputed Era.
Yeah, it would plant his flag as shit, like this is a guy to watch over the next.
Can I throw you a curveball? Throw
away.
Okay. With Elimination Chamber coming up, I'm assuming we're going to have the championship matches ready for that. I'm sure there'll be a women's. With the Peacock announcing, NXT will be exclusively there.
Mm-hmm.
If you want to get eyes on watching the product on Peacock, would the WWE care enough to let an NXT superstar like Kyle O'Reilly win this match and declare, he beat me twice, Finn Balor will not beat me again. I'm coming for number 3, and I'm using my pick to do it. The Royal Rumble winner picks the NXT champion that you can only see if you get the Peacock subscription. The only way you can watch it is that way.
Yes and no. I think that the couple of reasons I'd say otherwise are personally, because the chamber matches will flush out the new contenders for the other belts anyway. True, but I think that if the NXT championship is going to be at stake in the next couple of months, and the Royal Rumble plays into that, then I'm going to go back to an earlier pick and go with AJ Styles. I think that you want to bring some marquee matchups to the NXT championship. You want to bring some new eyes. You want to bring
AJ
main
versus
roster.
Sounds good.
And it has been. They've proven it can be great. When we were supposed to get Demon Pumpkin Finn Balor versus Sister Abigail.
Yeah.
Right? So Yeah, I just think I don't disagree. I think it'd be really, really cool, and I think that it should be a trilogy between Balor and O'Reilly, right? But
I think it will be.
I don't think that you use the Rumble for it, and I say all of this with like again that saying O'Reilly is with my heart, much more than my head. But I think that if they were to go that route, they wouldn't be going down the wrong road.
Okay. Does anybody else have any sleepers or scenarios they want to discuss? I know we're running kind of late.
Let me think. No. I want Samoa Joe. I think Samoa Joe. I guess Baron Corbin could be a good sleeper. Sami Zayn could be a good sleeper. Women's. I mean, we didn't even talk about surprises, and I think that's a whole nother show. In its own
There's
right.
only one I want.
Yeah, and who?
He ain't coming.
I know you say that, but
Who's
I
not coming?
can't help it. I want it.
Who?
At the very end of this whole thing,
He's not coming.
at the very end of this whole thing, I want Becky to walk out with a microphone, point at that WrestleMania sign, and say, WrestleMania 37, the man comes back around. That's all I want. Give her 3 more months to fully heal, get back completely in shape, and let her come back then.
Nah.
Well, if we're talking about dream returns, I mean, like Kevin Federline hasn't wrestled in like 13 years.
It's true. He hasn't.
Ever since Brittany dumped him, he can't find his pair anymore.
Ironically, they wanted Brittany for that spot in one.
Yeah,
way
I
or
was
another.
reading that
Yeah,
too.
yeah.
I'd love it.
Instead,
Oh
they
my
got
gosh.
Federline. I would have preferred Brittany, but
If you really think about it, though, like if we're talking in the like the sphere, I guess, of
Yes.
entrance music,
yes.
like having your entrance start with "It's Britney, bitch" and then walking out at number 30 is
Yeah.
like the most badass way to enter a Royal Rumble I have ever thought of in this wild, wacky world of rumbles that we live in.
Yeah.
Uh,
I do think Rhea's going to play a role in this, but I think Rhea's going to go the road of hard knocks. I think she's going to go through the chamber. I think they're going to show us how bad she is. and how much
I
she
saw how
can-
bad
much-
she was at WrestleMania. She's real
That
bad.
wasn't her fault, dude.
What?
It's the match of the card, to be honest.
That
with
wasn't
you.
her fault. She didn't make her gear, and she didn't give the fans COVID. That's not her fault.
The fans, Dave. I'm gonna let you in on a little secret. The fans still have COVID. Okay.
I'm
So,
saying you can crap on her match all you want to. None of what happened in that match is her fault.
she wasn't ready for Charlotte Flair. She shouldn't have been put in that situation, and she shouldn't be put in a situation now.
She wasn't ready for Charlotte Flair. It was the match of the weekend. It was the best match inside those ropes of the weekend.
I disagree.
Well, you can be wrong.
Roadshow says David Arquette's gonna show up.
Bring
That'd
RJ
be
City
the
with him.
best. I'd like to see that.
Bring RJ City with him. I want RJ City in the Rumble.
RJ City's in the watch along.
Ripley's over.
I want him to get up out of that chair and go, I'll be right back, and go get in the Rumble. That'd be great.
All
And then he
right.
comes back about 5 minutes later. Well, I tried. That'd be great.
He wouldn't
He's
even
go-
say I tried. He's like, I didn't even want to be there. Like that would be RJ City.
Let me name a few more names, and y'all tell me your feedback. What about Big E?
No, we're coming up on midnight, dudes.
What about Big E? Big E still got the Intercontinental Championship. If he hasn't wrapped that up by the
Yeah.
Rumble, then he's not winning.
agree.
Next one.
Anybody else got a
Champion-
name?
Champions don't win rumbles.
Exactly. Thank you.
That's true.
Yeah, good point. All right, streamer, take it home.
Take it home. Well, let's get out of here. We'll be back on.
Oh wait, hold on. You're gonna ask me who we have. Hold on.
Yes, I am going to ask you, and I'll give you time to do that. I didn't get to show off my beer tonight. I do have a Tessellation beer because I do think she's going to show up. I also have a CM Punk beer, which I didn't get to break out tonight, which is a good thing.
I would love to see Tessa.
I
I would
didn't.
love to see Tessa.
I do. I have a feeling we're going to be seeing some big things this coming weekend because we don't have fans. The only fans we have are the stupid internet wrestling community and nothing they would love to see nothing more than Jay White, Tessa Blanchard, CM Punk, and any of the other jabronis and stooges you can come up with.
Bob Backlund.
Bob Backlund,
Yeah.
for sure.
Hulk Hogan.
Yeah, Hulk. Hey, don't dismiss the Hulkster, man. He could definitely come out. You could also have Flair come out. Rick could come out. Rick
Future Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal winner Hulk Hogan to you, Bob.
Yeah, exactly.
Spencer, please take a minute and put yourself over. What all your stuff.
Didn't
what
we
you
do
got
that at the
coming,
start? That's why I
everything.
did it at the start. Go ahead.
I'd love to. Well, first, thanks you guys for having me on. Like it's I say it all the time. I'm so excited about the Rumble. I'm so excited about the Rumble. I love talking the Rumble. I love talking wrestling with you guys. So this was a match made in heaven. I appreciate you guys having me on. As far as it goes for me, I'm pretty easy to find, and Love Wrestling as a whole is pretty easy to find. Pretty well anywhere you guys get your social media content, whether it's your favorite podcast players, whether it's Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, any of that sort of stuff, YouTube. You can find us at Love Wrestling CA. The website is lovewrestling.ca, and we've got links to all our social media there. It's pretty cut and dry. There really aren't any excuses for you guys not to follow us if you guys want to follow us. It's easy. It's there. It's bad. It's nationwide, to quote ZZ Top. As far as I go, though, I'm most accessible on Twitter. It is at Spenny Love. If you guys want photos of my dog, he is much cuter than I. If you want photos of my girlfriend, same difference. You can find me on Instagram. It is at Spenny and the Jets. There are 2 S's on the end because I like to say the only person more clever than me out there in the internet is the person who got to Spenny and the Jets before me and got 1 S at the end of it. So feel free to get a hold of me there. Admittedly, I am not as active on Instagram, so if I miss you guys because you messaged me there, I apologize. Twitter's usually the place. Love Wrestling CA is the place that you can find pretty well all of my content, my interviews, my opinion pieces, any of that sort of stuff, as well as the other content that we've got from the contributors of lovewrestling.ca.
Awesome. Well done. Vanessa, did you
Awesome,
come
man.
back with who we have? Oh, shit. Motherfucker. I know who we have on Tuesday.
I know, I forgot. It's a big show.
It is our 100th episode with Gabby from Busted Open Radio.
Wow.
Brad!
Our 100th.
Yay.
Nice. 100 Centennial, right?
That's right. That's
Centennial.
what they tell me. Who do we have on
Spencer's
Thursday? We're not even gonna go that far.
Streamer's 100 years old.
We might stop at 100 actually. But yeah, I want to thank everybody for coming in tonight, giving their reviews and all that fun stuff. I really want to thank Adam tonight because I think Adam brought a lot to the show,
You did, man. Good job.
and I enjoyed it tremendously. Spencer, once again, thanks for joining us
Thank
and
you.
everything you do at Love
It was fun,
Wrestling.
guys. Nice meeting y'all.
Bama Dave, thanks for producing and running the whole show and dealing with my crap. By the way, CM Punk.
You know I love you, man. You know I love you.
By the way, CM Punk will win the Royal Rumble. I'm just gonna throw that out there. Everybody, thank
Okay.
you for joining us
Okay.
tonight, and we'll see you.
We'll just see what we see tomorrow night.